Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. This is that D&D podcast, and we are back for another exciting night of Argent Springs Adventures. I am your guest DM, Zach. Springs Adventure for Aaron tonight, and we have brought with us a motley crew of characters. With
Motliest.
as motley as they come. Why don't we start with Azalea and we'll kind of walk our way across my screen, which none of you can see.
I'm Ty. I'm going to be playing Azalea Stonemaller. She's an arcane duelist and a dwarf.
Nice. Do we have John back yet?
Yeah, John's back. Hi, my name is Jonawan, or Jonathan, whatever you want to call me. I am bringing the fabulous Ricky Flame in his house, I guess.
Cool.
He's a cleric, he's new, and he likes to entertain people with whatever clerics do, which is it's different, I guess.
Okay. We will ignore the middle square. Gonthar?
Hi, I am Anil. I play Gunther, which is a cleric, dwarf cleric, who has certain enthusiasm to share the word of his goddess Henara.
Okay. All right. And last but not least, certainly not least, Thea?
Hi, I'm playing Thea again. I'm the human female no-nonsense fighter.
Nice. There will definitely be no nonsense tonight. Okay, so hold open on the Menanke. You can see sand blowing in from the west. You four are sort of on duty. A little bit the normal guild procedure of getting jobs and going out and doing jobs has been busted for a while now, right? And so you are the ones that are currently sort of sitting at the table waiting to... what are you doing right now? What do you do when you are on duty but not currently working?
Gunther uses occasionally drinking a bit.
Okay, we're getting a little boozy. I like it.
Grabbing a drink at the tavern.
Yeah.
Oh, bear in mind, we're basically stuck in the Menanke still, right? So the tavern is the picnic table with the kobolds. I mean, it's an option, certainly, but yeah.
Gunther uses rambling something about Henara almost. Hard to understand.
Are you rambling it like at an orc?
Yeah, I guess so.
Got to work on getting those converts. The orc does not look super into it. What about the rest of you? Thea, did you say you're getting a drink too?
Yep.
Well,
all right, cool. Right now.
Ricky Flame is dazzling people with his god, or deity, which is the mother of cards, and telling people's fortunes.
Okay, great. You have the attention of a number of otherwise fairly beleaguered Menonkites. They are probably paying for some entertainment. Also, there's some weird hovering shadow jellyfish people around that sort of group towards you and see what's going on with their tendrils. Azalea, what are you up to?
Now that this new avenue has opened up to me, she's very drunk and like talking to the jellyfish, or maybe not even talking, just kind of like staring at the jellyfish.
Right.
Kind of getting closer and studying them.
The jellyfish person will undulate at you friendly to make friends in its jellyfish human way. Bear in mind, these are people with tendrils coming out the bottom of them. They're floating like 8 feet off the ground.
Azalea also waves and then like takes out a piece of paper and like writes a little note. Seem to respond to normal stimuli.
Okay, so this all happens. Suddenly there's a there is a commotion near the door, near the entrance to the Monarchy. And a couple of the sort of like conscripted locals that you guys that have been put on patrol duty come hastily moving, but not too fast, because they're dragging between them an inert form in brown robes. They sort of unceremoniously dump on the floor and then wave you over, since you are the ones on duty.
Gunther scrambles trying to reach for his holy symbol, then grabs it, then tries to walk towards there and falls on his face. He's a bit drunk.
You stumble over, and one of the that brought him in, who's kneeling next to this person, this prone form, who's probably about eye level with the dwarf. Found him on the way into town, sort of hero's monument on the way out. He seems all right. He sort of rolls the person over, and the hood falls away from the robe, and you can see that this person looks very parched. Like their skin is so dry that it's cracking. Their lips are very dry and cracked open. If such a thing were possible, you might assume that they were going to sort of desiccate into sand in front of you. You do.
I hail down the barkeep. I'm like, barkeep, my good man seems a little parched over here.
The barkeep turns and sort of looks away from the commotion, dodges 3 or 4 sets of tentacles on the way across the bar, and plops a jug of precious water on the table right in front of you. Don't spend it all in one place.
Gunther eventually manages to get up using his holy symbol staff as a support, and then finally takes a look at the person.
Okay.
Hey, hello. Would you like some healing in the name of Henara?
Here's the question. I know I asked it beforehand. I'll ask it again. Did anyone prepare Speak with Dead?
Yes, I did.
Excellent.
He's dead.
No response. It's a desiccated corpse.
I think he's dead. Hold on a second. Yes.
Let's look at your options for that, right?
Yeah.
Where's cast a spell? Do you want to forget the thing? Oops. Sorry, or cleric. I was not prepared for this.
Yeah, I think I have it here. Well, ignore that roll. But that's the effect.
So, what do you want to do? Draw yourself unwelcome attention, put yourself in a spot. Your casting distances you from your deity, take -1 ongoing to cast a spell until the next time you commune. Or after you cast it, the spell is revoked by your deity. Which would you prefer?
I think this is as useful as it's going to get, so I'm just going to forget it as soon as I use it.
In your drunkenness, you forget how to speak to the dead immediately after speaking to this dead person. All right. You cast the spell, and there's a deep, and you can see like flecks of sand and dust expelled from the mouth of this person. And the eyelids pop open, the eyes roll back, and suddenly this thing is staring at you. Water. I need water.
You're a bit dead for water, aren't you?
Yes. That was one question.
So, Brent, what what brings you being here so dead? What brought you dead?
Our caravan was waylaid on the road. All of the water. Yeah.
Okay. What happened to the water?
They took it.
Who took it?
All of it.
Who? Oh, God damn it.
Yep. All right. So, and then actually begins to sort of desiccate, dust away, like the outer, like the surface skin starts to sort of like when sand gets wet and sticks to something and it starts like drying out and flaking off. That's sort of what it looks like. The robe becomes like less of a humanoid shape and just a pile of sand and cloth.
I guess the cards wasn't in his favor.
The person who brought him in that hasn't spoken yet. She's probably late teens. One of the more able-bodied Mononkans, which is why, or one of the more able-bodied members of Argent Springs, which is why she got sent out in the first place to help patrol. Looks up. Hey, he's coming down the road from the east. If there's water, we should go find the water, right? You're going to go find the water, right? And she sort of just looks up at the gathered assemblage of heroes. Giant air quotes.
Of course, with the mother card on my side, I can never go wrong.
Yeah, why not?
These guys are stupid enough to risk their lives. Sure. They'll bring me to Nara's favor.
Anything's a risk with entertainment.
There's no risk. You got me here.
I like it. Okay. So, what do you do now?
We go east, or was it west?
Yeah. So, if you're headed for where this person was talking about, it is to the west of town, out one of the main gates of Argent Springs. As you leave the Mononki, you can tell that there is a sandstorm approaching. Yet, but it's probably not that far off.
So I have a question: with the adventurous gear, would that have like a tarp?
It could, sure. Reasonable.
Okay.
That sounds reasonable. You headed out on foot? Are you folks going to try to commandeer a ride somehow, or
How far away is it?
Do we need money for this?
Well, we didn't ask that question, did we?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't know if I got any.
I know. I need a roll. I need a roll for cash.
Oh,
go ahead. If you need a cash roll, make a cash roll.
It's 2d6 times 10, right?
I think it was 1d10.
Or 1d10
It's 1d6
times
times
6. Or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah. And there will probably be somewhere you can find basic supplies, right? The Mononkis, the people of Argent Springs are not exactly at their most flush right now, so
I
might
forgot
be
how to
something
roll.
good. It's /R.
Mm-hmm.
Number of dice, the dice type. So 1d10.
Alright. Oh, no, that's not it. Is it /R or /R? Oh, I may have put it too close together.
/R.
Hey, it's 10. So 100 gold? Is it 100 or is it?
Yeah.
it is 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, are you planning on picking up
Wait.
supplies before we head out? Bearing in mind,
What
there's
do you 100? Yeah. Sorry.
that there is a sand. It looks like there's a sandstorm brewing. What are we stopping to buy here?
To commandeer a vehicle is like what, 50?
Believe, yeah, like a cart and a. If you want to buy a horse,
You
Hold on,
sure?
let me-
Sure.
let me see how much horse cost us the last time. Is there a?
I'm not sure if the horse would be like a good idea in a sandstorm. It might spook
Yeah,
very easy.
Yes, it might. It might well. There is a adventuring gear. Is here. I'm not sure I see horses, however. So I don't know. Let's say, yeah. I mean, for 50 gold, you could probably at least let's say for 20 gold, you can rent a horse and cart.
Mhm.
For 60, you could buy them outright.
If we rent them, do we have to bring them back?
That would feel, I believe, yes.
Because I'm not sure if we can
I
do
don't
that
think
with
we-
the.
We can't
The
promise.
sandstorm.
No
Yeah.
promises.
Yeah,
we can't
see,
promise it.
they won't, like, renter's insurance. They won't even cover you. Like, you have such a bad record, this guild. For
I say
bringing
we just
anything
walk.
back.
I would like to actually buy 2 bandages.
Yeah, there should be like there's some like rickety old man behind, like sitting on a barrel of something that can sell you basic supplies if you want like
Yeah, I want 2
bandage.
bandages. I got 100, so I'm gonna make this count. No, actually, 2 bandages is good.
he sort of, and you can tell everyone in the Menanke is hydrated. Like, this guy looks like not quite as bad as the person that just like disintegrated on the floor, but this old man his skin is sort of loose and somehow taut at the same time. It looks like it's crispy. It looks like people need water. So if there's water out there to be found, it needs to be found.
Can I convince this old man to give it to me for less than 5?
Less than 5 on the bandages?
Yes.
Make your pitch. Sure.
Okay, so I want to tell him a reading, right? And like, if I tell him like he's going to get water for say, then he may lower the price. And I would say that would be charisma based.
Yeah, it's going to be probably a parlay roll because leverage being, you could rehydrate at some point.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead and make a parlay.
Coolio.
Turns out.
Oop, oop. I'm going to click the parlay button. Where is it? There it is. Bam. What do it?
Hey, this old man is more than happy to help you.
Cool.
Please take them. Do you want more? I have more. My family
take 2
needs
more.
water badly. My wife is bedridden. Please bring back the water. A little time.
The cards are in your favor. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
Can
I-
you only purchase the items in the gear? Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah.
Like, could you get like a respirator or like scarves and stuff to kind of wrap to kind of if the sandstorm does hit, then we can put a scarves over our face to kind of block some of the sand,
Really
and
good
maybe
question.
goggles or glasses or something.
Question. I'll tell you what. If you harangue this old man for it, I'll let you count that as adventuring gear for tonight. How about that?
Sure.
Yeah, so this old guy is like going through his stuff, and he's got like 2 more total barrels back there. So there's 3 barrels of things. He's like digging around in the back barrel, and he's holding up like half broken goggles, but like you can maybe take 2 of them and put them together and make them a thing, and like
Hashtag
old
DIY.
cloth thing.
Something's better than nothing.
Yeah, and that's what you got. You got something.
Mhm.
It's not nothing.
So scarf and goggles kind of thing.
Ooh, yeah.
Please, brave adventurers, you are our only hopes. You must bring more water back or we will perish.
Have no fear, old man. This group has at least 3 deities on its side, so there's no way we can fail.
You.
The third
I
deity
hope
is,
you
of
will.
course, me.
I like to think that Azalea has a tattoo of herself.
I think I'm
Pickles?
done for.
Okay. All right.
Good.
So I got 4 bandages.
Yeah.
Coolio.
All right, and so as you exit the Menanke, as I said, there's an ill wind. You can actually see sort of down the path through Argent Springs and over the top of the buildings that are still standing. You can see a mounting cloud of sand.
Oh,
Those of you who have lived in the desert for a while know that it's maybe a ways away, but let's just say this is a thing you're probably going to deal with at some point. The sandstorm.
Gunther fidgets with his staff symbol for a bit before saying, "Well, let us go."
Excellent. So you, I'm assuming we walk out of town along the road, as was.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So as you're walking through town, like I said, buildings that are in disrepair, a lot of them are sort of half buried in sand because that's what happens out here if they're not constantly monitored and repaired and cleared out. But what plants and greenery there used to be in Argent Springs has long since, at this point, died and sunburned and sort of boiled away the way that greenery does in the sun if it's not seen after. Things are looking pretty dire in the city.
Man,
Make
this
it-
place needs to use repair. And a little more smiling. I mean, come on.
Would it kill you to smile? The on the way out of town, you pass the monument to the heroes monument, as it's called, the monument to the dead heroes of seasons past. And on the ground under Zephyr's statue, the statue to Zephyr Quinn, hero of Argent Springs, there is a now dried, because that's what happens out here real fast, a pool of blood, as though this individual had collapsed and died. The road leads out of town directly into the sandstorm. You want to do anything before you walk into whatever's out here?
Gunther is just going to take a piece of cloth from his adventuring gear and wrap it around his nose and mouth.
Mhm. And
I'll
I
take-
equipped mine.
I'm about to do what Gondar does with my adventure gear. And I like to pray for guidance.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I mark one of my adventuring gear.
Oh yeah, and then yeah, go ahead and roll your pray for guidance there.
Is it divine guidance, right?
For cleric, it's guidance.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, man, it didn't save, did it? No, it did. It did.
Would it be too big for us to go around it, or?
What was guidance again? Is it just whiz? Or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Roll plus whiz. Those moves back onto your character sheet as well.
Yeah, I think I messed up with that one. Hold on a second. Apologize.
I just tell you,
Mhm.
when you petition your deity according to the precept of your religion. So, what are the precepts of your religion here?
Precepts of my religion is like, does it mean like the? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Petition offer is offer for the Mother of Blood or Mother of Cards. My bad.
What are you offering the Mother of Cards?
I'm offering her a smile.
Smooth.
Tempting, but unsatisfactory. Mother of Cards finds your offer wanting. Would you
Why
like to
not
I
try
try
that?
it?
I offer a reading to depend my fate, I guess, in a sense.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow that. Sure.
So just pick
Sure.
two, right?
Yeah.
So 5 of Wands, 4 Swords.
5 of Wands and 4 of Swords. Now, if I had any idea what that meant.
Yeah. 5 of Wands is competition, minor struggle, and disagreement. And 4 of Swords is boredom, dissatisfaction with what is being offered.
Okay, I can work with both of those things. So as you do that reading, right, you flip out those two cards, and sort of as you flip them down, you see them, and they give you this flash of divine insight, and then you and everyone else sees that those cards just sort of catch fire and sort of and drift away to smoke. Your offering is the actual physical cards, right? That
Yes.
you've been read. What I'm going to take from that, so you got disagreements and you've got dissatisfaction, right?
Correct.
Now knows that the water is a lie. So, the road heads west out of town. The giant wall of sand. Can't see any caravan from here. There's a number of dunes that have sort of overtaken the road because, again, nobody's out clearing them. The trail leads west. Do you take it?
Yeah.
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 All right. You head west, and you are walking for a not insignificant distance. You clear one dune, you don't see anything. You clear another dune, you start seeing, again, there's used to be some plant life out here, but now it's just brown sticks that are sort of sticking out of the ground where they're not completely covered by sand. There are bleached bones that weren't here a month ago along the side of the road. Things are real bad out here. Feel real bad, right? The road itself has been partially obscured by sand. And you can see in the distance that this wall of sand is getting ever closer. And after you've been walking probably 2 hours down this road, you're starting to think maybe this person didn't come from this direction. Maybe everything we thought was wrong. It's really hot out here. I would like some water. Maybe we should go back. Clear a rise on a dune, and you look down over, and you can see some dark stain on the sand. Places where sand's been kicked up in weird ways that aren't wind. Yeah, that's what you see. It's probably 30 or 40 yards down a dune in front of you.
Aha, perhaps evidence of the struggle. We might be able to find a trail back to the assailants.
What do you do?
Follow the. Well, I mean, so
Investigate.
yeah, go down to investigate. With the guidance, can I tell everybody what it was, or would they
You
know?
can tell everybody anything you want to tell them, man.
Oh, okay. What my god told me is that the water was a lie, right?
Mm.
The water is a lie.
Mm.
And how faithful has your god been in their predictions?
My god has been predicted every single time. My cards
So
do
are
not
we wasting
lie.
our time?
I don't think so. but my god, never. We may find something better than water.
What can be better than water?
Wine.
We will see.
That's not really what the townspeople are needing.
It's
Yeah.
liquid.
What do you do?
Investigate.
First?
Yeah.
Can we
Right,
see
uh,
any patterns to this kicked up dunes that, or anywhere that it might lead, like a pathway?
Discern realities roll to me.
I don't have a great wisdom.
Take a shot. The worst that can happen is experience.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true. Okay, let's go for it.
To level 9, y'all. So just.
There you go.
An 8 ain't bad, right?
It ain't too bad.
That's okay.
Give me one question. Yeah, one question.
Okay. Let's take a look here. What's the best one? Why not? Oh, there's so many good ones.
That could
Which-
be very interesting.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Look out for. Well, since this was clearly something. There's clearly something wrong that happened here, right? And what you should be on the lookout for is where the wrong thing that was here went, because there's nothing here. Probably tracks of some sort, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Do I see any?
Yes, you do.
I will follow them.
So moving off the road, you're gonna go into just open desert for a while, but it does run sort of to the road, so you're not directly walking towards the sandstorm anymore. You can see in this area there are scuff marks. There's blood on the sand. There aren't any bodies though.
They could be covered in the sand.
They might have, although if it's only been a few hours, they were covered completely in that time. So if the sandstorm had gotten here, maybe. But you think that it's more likely that if there were actual bodies, they probably
Were they dragged?
removed. You do see some drag marks. You, as a fighter, you probably know what it looks like when a body gets dragged.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a lot of them were dragged if they were, but you do see 3 distinct tracks of carts moving off the road into the desert, essentially. It's possible that if they had bodies, they could have just thrown them on the carts, maybe?
That's
You don't
what
know.
I'm thinking. Okay, I will tell the rest of the gang about what I found and mention that we should probably follow these tracks.
Sure, I follow whoever gets hurt.
Okay.
I say that out loud. Gunter says.
Okay. Let me see. So you are marching into open desert with an approaching sandstorm. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is we are going to undertake a perilous journey. All right.
Ooh.
Probably need, though, we don't need all the roles filled. What we definitely need is a trailblazer. I'm going to want one role for somebody that's sort of like making the path through the sand for everybody else, or picking out a path. I'm going to want a role for somebody who's trying to keep track of the path. And I'm going to want another role for someone who is keeping an eye out for other bad things. Go ahead and make those decisions between you. Who wants to be on what duty? And we will...
I'm trying to look at the rolls in the.
I don't mind making the path,
Oh.
but I'm probably not as great at scouting it because I've got a higher strength, so I can probably like shift through the sands a lot easier than people that have lower strength.
Ty, what happened?
Yeah. Oh yeah, internet had a hiccup.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, come on back. Come on back. We're currently definitely not dying out in the desert. So,
So it was Trailblazer.
blazer, a tracker, and a lookout, essentially.
I am.
Is
Did you-
Trailblazer the one that shifts the sand?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be that one.
on your way through the sand, do you want to use like a tool to specifically create or mark a path? Are you just sort of smashing your way through the sand with your giant fighter boots and expecting people to follow behind you?
Yeah, why not? I can, I guess, kind of not really, but kind of, I guess, drag my sword behind to leave a bit of a trail.
Okay.
I'll do the
okay.
tracker. Or the tracker one, was it?
All right. Yeah. So Thea, why don't you give me a strength roll?
Okay.
We'll see how that goes. Since that seems to be what you're using anyway. There you go. Excellent. You successfully create a path that all these poor little weaklings can follow behind you in.
Hey.
I guess
all
I scout. I will scout, look out.
Well, John, what were you saying? Ricardo,
Oh.
what were you saying you wanted to do?
Track, was it the second roll?
Why don't you do track, and I guess Gunther, you can after he's done and we do his, you can do the lookout thing. Okay.
All right.
What do I need to roll for that one?
I think that sounds like a wisdom to roll to me.
All right. Let me
Pretty okay.
boop.
Okay. So yeah, you do okay. You lose track of it a couple of times. You might have to double back and look again. To which I'm sure Thea sighs and sort of hurled tracks very wearily to try to find things with you. To keep track of the trail, and we'll probably follow it to its conclusion, assuming that the next roll goes well. Gunther, why don't you? How is the drunken dwarven cleric doing on the lookout? You're short. You're drunk. You're not really adapted to the desert. What?
Yeah.
Look to me. Describe this process.
So I guess Kantar just periodically stops and uses his staff symbol as a support to try to tiptoe to look a bit further and tries to look around
Okay.
and then catches up.
All right, cool. Yeah, give me a wisdom roll then, and we'll see how this goes. 9. Okay, yeah, no, you good ambushed. How much that has to do with Gonthar's awareness of his surroundings versus there just not being anything out here to try to eat you, it's not really clear. I'm done. Mission accomplished. Go team.
High fives all around.
We can thank the mother of cards for our success.
Or any one of the other deities that's involved, apparently. Okay, so you after a couple of hours out in the desert, it's become slightly more rocky. It's been pretty uneventful, but I'm a little bit more rocky. The sandstorm at this point is starting to move in. You're getting a little bit of wind, a little bit of sand flying through the air. You're really thankful that you picked up the correct supplies before you left town. You sort of through the flying sand, you can see that there is a rise, what looks like a rocky rise, just a split in the rocks. It's a long ways away, but it looks like it's a pretty wide split, probably wide enough to drive a couple of carts through. The tracks are getting harder to see, but they seem to be leading that direction. And somewhere back in that, back behind that rocky rise, where the trail seems to lead through the rocks, you can see smoke rising into the air.
But you look at that.
Is there any like walls, or is it like fenced off?
This appears to be a completely natural, in giant air quotes, phenomenon. It's just a rocky shelf that is probably 50, 60 feet high. You're still several hundred yards out from it right now, and it just has a cleft in the rock. Like it's a big cliff face, but it has one cleft in it. 5 carts through. Or, that theoretically carts could have been driven through.
I say we go closer to it, but without trying to arouse any attention.
And
Okay.
then Ricardo's like, "Smoke, do you see that? Like my cards burst into flames? The smoke is guiding us."
Gunther, she stares at Ricardo and just holds his hand to his face for a second before following the rest.
Okay. All right. Do you keep so Thea is continuing to move forward?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Yeah, as you get closer, this looks like the start of a box canyon. Like it looks like somewhere that's probably going to be safe when the sandstorm rolls in.
Nice. Perfect place. A perfect place to hide from the storm, and a perfect place to ambush those also hiding from the storm.
Yeah. So Thea, I'll ask you specifically, although this is also kind of an open question to the group, but Thea is the most likely, I feel like. How familiar are you with raiding and/or banditry techniques, Thea?
I would say that I'm probably well versed in anything that would make me win a battle.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is a solid place for an ambush, if that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a pretty great place to hole up if you want to avoid the elements or all of these things. The one potential downside is that there could be dangerous people and or animals in these places.
Can we see anybody? Like, is there anybody on guard duty or?
Well, that's a really good question. Why doesn't somebody make me a discern realities check if they're
I'll
looking
do it.
around hard enough to find clues?
Gotta find it. I had it too. Oh, there it is. Boop.
There's the heart of the cards. Give me your question.
Heart of the cards tells me
I
what
hate
is
to
a
look at one, but
yeah. Actually, wouldn't it be what is about to happen?
sure. Yeah, that's not a bad one, but it could be like what should we be on the lookout for? Like if there was a guard, then we could be on the lookout for the guard or any animals or that like a guard dog. But it's up to you.
I'm gonna go with what's about to happen, actually.
So what's about to happen is the sandstorm's about to come in. If you're out here, you're about to get blasted with a bunch of sand. It's gonna be really unpleasant. If you go you're not gonna get blasted by sand. You might get stabbed. There's no immediate or obvious ambush. So you're not going to get attacked right away. That's not going to happen next.
I say we still go in.
I say we take our chances with foes made of flesh and blood as opposed to yellow. The sandstorm can erode even the mountain, so.
I agree. As like Thea like puts her hand into a fist and starts cracking her knuckles.
Okay,
But
so you head into the canyon. What does marching order look like? Is it a thing?
I'll go first.
I'm after Thea.
All right.
I'll take up the rear in case there's a ambush from behind.
All right, sounds good.
I guess second to last.
So you head into this canyon, and it's a very, very long time ago. It was probably carved out of the rocks by a stream, but now everything is super dry. It's partially filled with sand because a little bit of that does get in here. Falls. You can hear the sandstorm sort of raging above you. I think it's fairly dark, but there's no immediate threat. What you can see is that once you get in here and there's collected sand, there are definitely cart tracks. There are definitely people tracks.
Could Could I actually do something just before we continue? Can I take some of the sand and put it in my pocket
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
later use? Pocket
That's
sand.
great.
Yeah.
Like that.
It could be very useful later.
Could be. It could be.
So,
All right, so you roll down this box canyon. Before too long, it's sort of the path takes a downward trajectory, and it opens up for you. They haven't noticed you yet, but before you there is a camp. The smoke is coming from. There's a fire. There's 3 carts. There's a cage with people in it, and there are other people milling around doing things.
I pull the group. I pull the group close. I say, I wanna try something.
Oh,
So, a while back, before on my way to here, I met a strange person. They gave me a spell for running a game of chance. Actually, I like nod at chance guy. What was your name again? Sorry.
Ricardo. Wait, who?
Ricardo. I got a Ricardo. Chance, yes. And this spell is mimic. So if we could maybe steal one of them away, I can steal their face.
Ooh. I know how to do that without anybody else. Theo wants to go invisible for a second.
Ooh.
that sounds like a terrible idea. Let's do it. with a sly smile, reading, like preparing his holy symbol.
So I want
Alright.
to cast invisible on Theo.
Hey, give me the spell.
If Theo's okay with this, actually. I do not make...
Am I
It's
supposed
invisible.
to take someone and bring them back?
Yep. Silently grab them.
I guess I can do that.
Solid snake this.
So I'll say good. Dun, 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 dun.
All right. So if that's the plan and we're all into it, go ahead and give me a Ricardo. Give me a spellcast roll.
Yeah, cast a spell, right? Or would that be? Do I do cast a spell and then do invisibility, or is that just automatically once after cast a spell?
I think you can click on the sub tab and click on the spell directly.
But I think clerics have to do cast a spell before doing any spells, I believe.
We want to get the cast a spell results so we know what happens. If you just click the spell, then it's just going to give me the spell description. So
Okay.
give me the roll.
It actually gives a roll too.
It gives the roll, but it doesn't give the
It's an 8.
effect stuff. Okay. So you get to pick one. The spell's cast, so Thea turns invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Ricardo, would you rather draw unwelcome attention or put yourself in a spot? Distance yourself from the heart of the cards, or lose the invisibility spell?
The showman in me wants to actually put myself in a spot, to be honest.
But that would probably make the invisibility now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Unless it
It's how
draws,
lose it.
unless it draws the
Of
attention
cards.
of one person.
Oh! Yes. I'm drawing welcome attention onto myself.
That can go wrong.
Unless the rest of the party kind of hides further down, I'll stay in that kind of area. So when he does come by, I can just put my hand over his, knock him out really quickly, put my hand over, kind of,
All right,
shake his neck or something. And then you can do the mimic spell.
so that sounds to me. So you're drawing unwelcome attention. So what do you do? What is your spell? Is it like, are you like Final Fantasy casting where there's like a giant card above your head?
Exactly.
When you cast that spell?
Exactly. So like it draws like a random tarot card, basically. Actually, it draws the Fool. Let's do that one. And
There's a giant blinking fool above your head.
It's a good,
Your deity doesn't think you should be here because the water's a lie. Okay. One of the guards spots it. Starts walking your direction. Do the 3 of you take cover somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
if he sees you, he'll say something.
Yeah. So what Ricardo does is he starts doing like card tricks and is like, "Welcome, stranger. How's it going? Would you like to know your future?"
Nice.
Yes.
I'm gonna need Defy Danger from both of them who are hiding. Give me Defy Danger decks to not give up the ghost here. That would be Azalea and Gunthar. Please give me Defy Danger dexes. Here we go.
Oh!
Azalea. Everybody mark XP. It's fine.
We're dwarves.
Thing here, right, is you're in sort of an open area because it's just like a water cut canyon with no vegetation or anything like that, right? So you're both running for cover as this like giant fool shows up over the top of Ricardo's head, and you both run around opposite sides of the same boulder, and you each other in the both give me one of you give me a 1d4 harm roll, and you're both taking it.
I do it.
Oh no.
Right. Armor does apply, so if you got armor, you can take it off.
Can I say before like the guard kind of says anything, can I snap his neck?
You can. You're still invisible, technically.
Yeah,
So you can.
Exactly.
Give me a Defy Danger strength to see how this goes.
Okay.
Invisibly move into next snapping position. All right, cool. You got it.
Wait,
Ugly
wouldn't
choice.
invisibility give 1/4?
4 damage. Sorry. So Thea, you stumble, hesitate, or flinch. I will offer you a worse outcome or a hard bargain or an ugly choice. Either doesn't work on dead people, or someone else has sort of wandered over this direction to figure out what this person was doing and sees their body crumple to the ground. Just like their neck snap to one side and then them sort of go limp.
What was the first choice?
The mimic spell doesn't work on dead people.
Oh. Alright, let's take a look here. Oh, the mimic spell doesn't work on dead people. Like at all. Okay, so if I kill him, the mimic spell won't work.
Yeah. So either way, either you killed him accidentally, or do it.
I will kill him accidentally because we can always grab another.
Okay. This entire base, one at a time. All right, so that happens. You're holding a dead body, invisible.
Right. Can I stuff him somewhere, like in a box or something?
There's a boulder behind the prone dwarves.
All right, I'll stuff him behind there. Out of sight.
Okay, so you are now invisible.
I mean, I guess if you're invisible, you could just like scout.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can go like wander in if that's what you want to do.
Sure, let's do that. How long is this?
I couldn't plan. Oh, invisible zone going until I'm done.
Oh, is it?
Either you attack. It's either if you attack after, like, because it didn't work until after, right?
Yeah.
So it's either you attack or I believe dismiss it.
Okay. So I'm still invisible.
But I can't do any more spells other than.
That's cool. So I'll scout and see what it looks like invisibly.
Yeah. So if you push down in this canyon, what you see is, well, you're not. I'm not going to give a hardened soldier a maybe count on the bad guys. There are 8 bad guys, 8 bandits. One of whom looks particularly tough, maybe. She's got an eye patch, is about a head taller than everyone else, has a big sword. All sort of acting very happy. They are roasting some kind of meat over a fire. It smells really good, actually. There are the 3 carts are sort of pulled off to one side. One of them has been, and they all have 5 or 6 barrels on it.
Mm.
One of the barrels has been sort of pulled off to one side and has been tapped, and people are drinking. They're drinking water out of it. It looks like. To one side, there is a cage with 5 people that look very similar to the one that's disintegrated in the Menanke, in various stages of sort of the same way. Around.
Sorry, what was the last thing you said?
There are some tents around. There do look to be a few other exits. It looks like the canyon sort of branches here and goes sort of 2 ways from here in a V. So this is a central. And above you, the sandstorm has basically blocked out the sun. It's not like nighttime dark, but it's dark enough that the fire is really helping your light situation right now.
Cool. I will head back to the group and tell them what I have found.
All right. What are we doing?
So they're holding hostages.
You're a warrior. You think we can take them?
Well, I know I can.
Oh.
Was the cage, was it in plain view of the party, or was it kind of off to the side?
I mean, it was off to the side, but
like, is there anyone actively guarding it, or?
There probably should be, but there isn't. If you go mess with it, there's a good chance. There's a decent chance you'll be spotted. There's nobody specifically over there guarding it.
Okay.
Distraction, you said?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like, if I'm invisible, I could always like hold a piece of chicken and then like have them follow me because they're drunk, right?
Some of them are acting pretty drunk, yeah. Although others are just really happy to have water all of a sudden. So
yeah.
While they're discussing this, Gunter is like trying to analyze what Tia said, trying to make sense of it.
Okay.
So discern reality.
Okay, yeah. If you want to do a discern realities on the campsite, I'm gonna probably your answers will probably be limited since you haven't looked at it directly the way she has.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely make that roll. Okay. Give me a question and I'll give you sort of the answers that you would probably be able to figure out.
What here is not what it appears to be.
That's a good question.
Not what it appears to be. Your dwarven nose can tell that the thing being roasted over the fire isn't actually a person. It's probably their horse.
Oh, they're savages.
But not cannibals.
That's true.
Cannibalism, so yeah. No, there are no surviving animals. So they have chowed down on all of the pack animals.
So there's no way for them to move the carts, though.
Guys. These were like carriages, right?
Carts, yeah.
Where are the horses?
They've been eating them.
Oh. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
They should have brought enough dungeon rations, but you know.
Well, the horses are dungeon rations now.
Yep.
What's the plan?
So we just needed them to distract, or we need to distract them so Thea can basically start messing with the locks, correct?
I mean, I can bend bars, lift gates, so I can bend the
Yeah,
bars.
so So yeah, no.
I just need a bed. I can bend the bars, but yeah.
All right. So Azazel,
Mhm.
I'm gonna need your little assistance for this. Hongar, I need backup. Gagnar, sorry. I need backup on this one. We're about to put on a show.
A little razzle
Alright.
dazzle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what exactly is the plan then?
All right, so I'm
Well,
gonna
still
come in.
invisible, so
Yeah, she's still invisible. So I'm gonna put on a show with presenting my excellence, I guess. One of the going into it. So I'm like, gentlemen, ladies, if there's any, you're about to be witness to the proud whatever this circus is.
Okay, so I know how to do this with a bard because I got to move for it. For you, it's going to be defy danger to not be filled with arrows immediately.
Got
Give me a charisma defy danger.
Okay.
Oh boy.
8.
Hey.
So
The
hard bargain,
Russians.
stumble, hesitate, or flinch. Okay, so immediately when you start your routine, okay, immediately when you start your routine, do the option here. Either 2 more people emerge from the shadows sort of behind you, with weapons drawn. Where is Thea right now? Did Thea move ahead before this whole show started?
that's a good question.
I don't think so. I think she would want
Yeah,
to
I think
me
I was
too.
still behind him until he captured the attention before I moved.
Either 2 more people kind of show up behind you and have the drop on you, or specifically you, Ricardo. Like the rest of the group might be behind him, or Thea's invisibility disappears.
I'm gonna say they got the drop on me.
With me because I'm kind of like in the same show.
Okay. Yeah, how close are the 2 dwarves, our backup singers here? How close are they?
I thought they would be like side by side.
That's what I
kind
was
of thing.
saying. It was just for the image of him stepping forth and a dwarf on each side. That's what I thought. But
All right. So now there's spears at your back.
Whoa, gentlemen, we're here to entertain you.
Actually the bandits are about evenly split in terms of male female. So
Gentlemen, ladies.
they're not there's folks around. So the all draw their weapons and look at you, and then but everybody but the tall one with the eye patch is still sort of eating horse, okay, and drinking her mug of water. She takes her mug, or takes her hand with the chicken in it, or the horse in it, and moves it over to her mug hand, sort of waves down the weapons, is sort of half chuckling, right, and comes out around and starts walking towards you, and what is this in my camp?
We are a traveling circus, if you would say. I got 2 dwarves that can do interesting things, and as my deity says, the show must go on.
Well then. Kind of past you to the 2 with spears. Bring them to the center. Let them entertain us.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Gunther is
Azalea
whispers.
gets like a manic like grin and like yeah.
Thea, you're still invisible. What are you
Yeah.
doing right now?
As they're kind of going forward, I'm guessing I'm gonna go towards the cage.
Okay, yeah. So you can probably, while they're marching them down, it won't take you too long to stealthily make it over to the cage if you're invisible.
Mhm.
Okay, so they walk the 3 of you into the middle of camp. There are more spears appear because, of course, they do. The bandit leader apparently turns and sort of sits down on like this weird stump throne. Well, entertain us.
All right. First, a drawing.
I don't know.
The Knights of Cups, King of Wands, and Three of Pentacles.
What did those mean?
Yeah, I'm gone. Sorry, cheat sheets a little slow.
I imagine you say that, and then Azalea over the top goes, "Ooh."
Okay, so what are the dwarves like in full on like magician helper mode here, or are you supreming behind Ricardo? What is the?
I don't know. I feel Azalea has leaned into this and is just like, yeah, this is what we're doing now. I mean, we're still probably going to kill these people, but hey.
Gunther just has like this dead-on face of, I can't believe you're having me do this.
So you're over there
Just play with the wrong.
Costello, essentially. Just straight dwarfing for this weird thing that's happening to your right. Okay.
So, as for the cards, you will have a romantic future in your life with the Knight of Clubs. With the King of Wands, he's going to be career focused. And with the Three of Pentacles, he does meaningful work.
Okay, so what I'm hearing here is that the bandit queen, between bites of her horse leg, back with Gonthar, and gives a big old wink, as though she really likes what she sees.
And next round, Azalea would do her thing, if you would please.
I believe my thing is called magic. I don't know if I would, I would expect you not to know about it, obviously.
Just a showman. Who only believes in his deity.
Starts up, the some of the bandits who aren't holding spears in your direction are like sort of getting into it, although they know that violence is about to break out at any moment. But they're like they're sort of lining up audience style, right? They haven't really been entertained in a while. The bandit queen is like overtly motioning Gonthar over to like stand next to her.
Gunther should locks eyes with the leader, and his eyes widen and just like flashes, but in a very I am not happy with what I'm seeing. Like, I do not want this. I do not want what is happening to happen.
He's like, play along.
Give me a defy danger wisdom, Gonthar.
Can I act next after?
Oh my god.
Alright. Gonthar,
Marcus D.
just to be totally above board with her attentions, but we'll totally respect your decision if you don't return her affections. That's definitely where we're at with that. So do whatever you want with that information. You get +1 forward if you, while this silliness is happening.
Sorry, you got cut off.
I think he said your mic cut off when you were explaining.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. So, with that totally successful defy danger wisdom roll, you totally correctly read the romantic intentions of this person. They're okay with just being friends and not getting any attention from you. I won't make.
Gotcha.
Thea, what is your deal right now?
Oh man. Okay. What I'm thinking is that this is probably not going to end well. And what I'm thinking.
Shut up! It's going great.
What I'm thinking actually is I'm going to go behind the bandit leader. And instead of waiting for a fight to break out, I'm going to break it. So I'm going to go behind the bandit leader. I'm going to swing at her, the 1d10, 1d4, and I'm going to put myself in a bad spot to give extra damage to try to kill her outright.
So yeah, since you have the drop on her, you are invisible.
Mm-hmm.
It's dark. I won't even make you roll for this. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. It makes sense to me, right? Like you're just
Yeah.
like standing invisible. What's your weapon of choice, by the way, Thea?
My signature weapon. I had this here.
I know we joked about it being a bed frame, but that never actually.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second here. It's in my. It's a sword with +2 piercing, 1 serrated.
His face.
I'm sure this will go very well for her.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me your damage.
Okay.
And if you're putting yourself out there, then yeah, stuff's gonna happen. Go about it.
Yeah, well, I figure just attacking straight up is going to do that.
Yep.
All right, so it's /R. How do I add to it? Is it just like plus?
It's just a plus sign between them.
Okay, and then how much is put yourself in a danger? 1d6? Or do I get that just because I get a drop on her?
I'm gonna count it as you putting yourself in a rough place, but it is a d6. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I think this is right.
Boom. All right. So you her real hard, right? Because she's sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
Like the seat she's on doesn't have a back, but she's sitting down, and so I imagine you come up behind her, right, and you just give it all you can, and you her deep, like she's going to die. Like there's basically no way she's not.
I'll cut her in the side that's like her shoulder, the side that she would be like her right arm, I guess, because I'm gonna guess she's right-handed for her weapon.
Yes, that sounds good. Yeah, so you basically you cut deep into this person to the point where they basically wheeze and fall over with the horse meat still in their mouth.
I scream, "Are you not entertained?" I guess fighting is happening.
Thank you for the audience, and now we must fight.
The bad thing that happens is your sword is kind of stuck. It went a little deep.
The serrated is still in her.
This time around, you're gonna have to work a little bit to get that out.
Okay.
So let's go to who wants to go? Who wants to go now? There are a bunch of bandits drawing weapons. There's ones with spears that are already sort of charging. The cultists are screaming. It's a bad scene.
Is there a way? No, never mind. I was about to say, does Rock Breaker do you have Rock Breaker by any chance?
Oh yeah, I got a Rock Breaker.
Is that an area effect as well, or is it just one enemy?
I think it's just one enemy.
Can the area effect go through it? Because you're shattering the earth.
Oh, that's up to the GM at this point.
Yeah, it is up to the GM.
Trying to do?
Well, before the murder, basically, of the silent ninja stabbing going by Thea, I was gonna say for Azazel to do Earth Shatter as a trick, kind of say.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sorry.
That's okay. Here.
But no, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Figure take out the hardest hitter first.
With the permission of the party, why don't we retcon a little bit and say that there was sort of a plan, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And
that
the
was also
signal-
what I was going to go with, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And the signal for stab the crap out of the bandit queen is the Earthshaker power going.
I like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make it
And,
more cinematic.
Yes. All right. Cool.
Azalea, yeah.
What?
What are we
Alright,
targeting with that? How does it work?
And then okay. First, I'm like, and now my partner, Azalea.
Dun, 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 dun.
Everyone, thanks for gathering around. I'm about to show you true magic. Not everybody gets to see this. And, yeah. So, one gift to you before you, say goodbye.
Okay. Hit me with your blade work. Okay. So you deal your damage. And is this single target? Is this multi-target? What's the...
Earth Shatter is a single target move, I believe, right? You said that?
Yeah, it's a single target.
But we kind of want to do it for... It's flavor text of...
Well, so I'll say this. I've got the bandits sort of grouped into chunks. So all the damage can be applied across one chunk, essentially. If you deal extra damage or effects, it'll be to excess bandits as the numbers indicate. So...
Okay, cool. I'll do that, and also I lean to Ricardo, and I'm like, "Your god likes bets, right? Bet you I'll kill more than Thea." And they're like,
"Ooh, are we taking that bet?"
Oh, we are. I pull one card. I pull one card. Or wait, is this against Theo or me for bets wise?
"Oh, this is."
That he'll kill more than I will?
Yeah.
Well, I already got one. So
that's true. I'm playing catch up.
Yep.
All
right, cool.
So many choices. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I got the 7 of Cups. So many choices. So yeah, I'll think that Theo will win this.
All right. Okay. So he's picking Theo. All right.
Not sure why, but okay.
And a bandit. Describe to me how your power kills this spear wielding bandit that thought he had you at bay.
I think I'm gonna
Mine is a giant fire, right there. Just saying.
Just give it a bit here. Just all right. I do a fucking Legend of Zelda down jump with the sword, and a shock wave of earth throws up, and a rock hits him straight in the dome.
Nice. And he goes down. The fragments of the rock and or his skull sort of shatter into the next dude over, causing him to flinch and move his spear sideways. So it's not pointing directly at Ricardo's back anymore.
Thank you.
All right, so that is Azalea and Thea. I got Ricardo and Gonthar. Who wants to go next?
Right after, since Gontar's eye were locked on the bandit leader, once he sees that he basically got a very hard hit on the leader, Gontar is going to scream, "By Genara's blessing, fight!" and bless Tia.
Okay. All right. So give me a spellcast roll.
Oh.
Okay.
HP or XP?
Your D&D does not spot.
So what actually happens? What is your god's portfolio again, Gonthar? What does your god do?
Gontar's deity is generic. The domain is healing and restoration, and the precept is preaches the sanctity of suffering. Yeah, sanctity of suffering.
Okay. So here's what happens. You try to bless Thea, and actually, your goddess decides that attention needs to be on the mortally wounded bandit queen nearby.
Oh my god.
Stand back up, right? But her flesh does knit back around the sword a little bit.
Oh my god.
You're gonna have to sort of do some really unpleasant things. Let's say that.
Oh man, really hacking and slashing there.
Yep, you're gonna have to hack and slash real big, or maybe just bend rib cage, lift sternum, something like that. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or then she winks at you more.
Do I get the modifier or no?
No, the spell doesn't cast.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
I did cast.
Not on me.
Every time I try to help Tia.
I know.
This is how paladins in the first place got a bad rap. It was also how clerics get a bad rap real fast. Ricardo, I think you're the last one to go before bad stuff happens. So what you up to?
So I see how Hogarth,
Gunther.
Gunther, I apologize. I'm thinking of something totally. My brain is not like always in there, but it's there. Gunther did try to do bless on Thea, and it didn't work too well. So I'm like,
Gunther
yeah,
tried
maybe.
something and it went horribly awry. It's
Yes.
hard to tell because he did it in drunken dwarvish. So
Yes.
Damn it.
So I'm gonna do bless on Thea, and
okay.
can I do two things, or is it only like one action kind of thing? I'm sorry, I'm
What are you
totally
trying to do?
new as cleric. So like, can I do two spells at once?
Not. Spells are pretty time consuming.
Okay, got it.
I think you get minus
we're
one
coming at
ongoing.
the end of the. Well, okay, never mind.
But the other thing that we can probably a little bit. The issue with you doing two spells at once right now is that
Mhm.
what I would normally say is, oh, would you have done that as part of the plan beforehand, right?
No, yeah, but it isn't.
Because it would have cost Thea her invisibility.
Yeah.
So
No, I'll just do bless, and then I'll do it next turn.
okay, yeah, sure. So you're throwing bless at Thea again,
Thea.
or Azalea, or we're working real hard to bless Thea here.
Thea, because I want her to win. So
Fine,
let's
keep your gods. I make my own.
nothing against you, but
I
I,
already covered this.
yeah, you're your own deity, and I have to prove that my deity is always winning. Anyways,
All right.
oh, I didn't do it. I didn't do it for me. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, what's the roll modifier for that? Is it just 1d4 or 1d6?
Clerics to cast a spell is just 2d6 plus 1.
With
Whiz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to add the modifiers to what the bless was. So 2d6 plus 1. So cast a spell.
Yeah.
A 9.
9. Okay, so spell goes off. Woo! So Thea, you actually get blessed. So what's the effect you're getting?
I think it has it up there. Your deity smiles upon come in. Take +1 ongoing on long battle continued. I think it's 1d4, correct?
Maybe. Hold on. Let's look at your spells real quick.
Because it didn't.
Bless.
They take +1 ongoing.
It's the magic weapon.
Oh, that's magic award. Yeah. So yeah, no, she gets blessed. So she gets 1 ongoing to a long battle continues. And
so Thea, you feel blessed. Your sword is still stuck in.
That's okay. It won't take me long to get that out.
So Ricardo, you get to pick one. You draw on welcome attention or put yourself in a spot. You take a -1 ongoing to cast spells, or after you cast it, it's revoked by your deity and you can't cast it anymore.
I think the -1 is already there. I'm pretty sure, right?
As we established last year in like the second to last session with Draw Day, you can keep taking the -1.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't actually. The thing. Oh no, because I thought it was original. Like because as it reads on the spell itself, I thought you take -1 no matter what, or did I read that wrong?
Oh, so okay, so there's
yeah. While the spell's ongoing, take -1 to cast a spell.
Yeah, so that's two different things, right? So
okay.
up, you always take because you're sort of like using part of your concentration to keep the spell going, right? Or like part of your divine power is into it. So but that's completely different than the cast a spell move that is the -1 penalty to cast spells later.
Okay. No, I'm going to take the ongoing, and I do not take a -1 because of my level 2 spell, Serenity. Ooh. You ignore the first -1 penalty from the ongoing spell.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. So if you take, so just so you know, you will still take a -1 penalty on your next spell if you take the -1 penalty to cast, because there's 2 -1 penalties here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the unwelcome attention for the cast a spell.
Okay, great.
And for the second spell, I'm gonna take the -1.
So what's gonna happen now? So you cast a spell, you successfully bless Thea, and the cultists that were like screaming over in their cage all sort of turn to you in unison and start shaking their cage. and chanting, "Help us! Help us! Help us!" at the same time, while staring at you, which in turn makes a lot of the bandits turn and stare at you. It's weird.
Just gotta smile. If you smile, I may help.
Okay, so that is everybody. Who wants to start my round?
I will.
All right. What are you doing, Thea?
I will try to completely sever the bandit leader.
Okay. There are a couple ways we can do this. There's a defy danger angle. There's a bend bars lift gates angle. There's so those are the real ones, if we're being real. Which would you like to try? How gory is this going to get?
Let's take a look here. Kind of liking the bend bars one because none of those seem to be very bad for me.
Well,
Remember
the
to take
something
a +1.
important is broken. Could be pretty bad. Just saying.
Or
Go for it.
what was the other one? You said bend bars.
Or just defy danger. Go defy danger strength. Default roll in this game is defy danger if we can't come up with something else. My vote, and this is completely non-binding, is Ben Bar's Live Gates because
You know what? That's my vote too. I like it.
give me room.
Rip this person in half.
Yes.
Does that-
Okay, so you use
Does that use my?
Is that the?
+1?
Yeah.
wording on bless. Let's check real quick. They take +1 ongoing so long as battle continues. Yeah, as long as the battle continues and they stand and fight. Yes, the heart of the cards is going to allow you to battle the sword out of the chest of the bandit queen.
So I get a 10.
That's a 10. So I think you just have to choose one, right?
If I choose 2. Or no.
Do you know
Roll
what
a
it
9.
is?
I think it's
It
choose
says
one on.
choose 3. 10
sorry.
is 10 plus is choose 3.
Mistaken which way it went. Great. So there's choose 3. So it doesn't take very long. Nothing of value is damaged. It doesn't make an inordinate amount of noise, and you can fix the thing without a lot of effort. I feel like there's a natural choice here. But
Yeah, I don't care how much noise it makes.
Okay, great. So you extract your sword, right? The thing is, after the bless from Gunthar, it's going to be really hard to make it come out this way, right? The way it went in, that's closed off now. So you got to take it out the other way.
That's fine.
All the way down. And it makes the most ungodly noise. And it's like this how the blessing from Gonthar inside of this person.
As I'm doing it, I'm also gonna do like a war cry. So
It one half of your body, I'm assuming the left half, because you kind of have to push that direction down,
Yeah.
right? The left half of your body looks like it was hit with a water balloon filled with
and I'm just like yelling my war cry as I'm going through. Does this scare any of the other bandits?
It definitely freaks them out. Yeah.
At this point in time, I look at Azazel and it's like.
On your turn. But yeah, so like the bandits that were surprised at first are like still clearing their weapons from their holster, and they're like now like backing away as fast as they can with like one hand on their weapon, and stepping over on their way back out. It's real bad. Like this whole scene got real ugly for them.
Because they know they're next.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who's next? Who we got coming up?
Anybody got any cooking? Because I gotta move. I gotta get this attacks people. Did anybody drop their spear? Or all the spears still accounted for?
The dead one did.
Okay. I'm gonna grab his spear. And I'm gonna do some arcane blade work.
Nice. Nice. Are you using it like spear style, or are you like?
No, I have a real dumb thing I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I spin it over my head and like say some magic words, and then like a glowing hammer made of light appears over the tip of it.
Oh yeah.
And I want to smack somebody with this hammer I made out of a spear.
Awesome. Are you going back after the ones you've already sort of injured a little bit with the flying skull fragments?
Yeah, and this one is gonna be burst or forceful. I'm trying to knock one into another one.
Awesome.
Let's see if it works.
That roll. All right.
Oh,
Deal your damage and apply one technique. Okay. Give me your damage roll.
Oh. Wow.
Okay. All right, and you're.
Oh wait, because it is forceful, it does get the extra. I think it's D. Sorry. Let me look at my character sheet. Where did I throw these? Okay.
Yeah, it's additional 1d4.
Okay. Hey, also bad.
4 damage. Okay, so you just got the forceful tag. So you smash this poor bandit, right? With the remaining that caught the like fragments of his friend the last time. Just catches this like right on the neck above the shoulder. Heals him into the fire, right? From the fire, like the fire smashes, and embers from the fire catch 3 or 4 more bandits, and like light their loincloths or their like shirts on fire. Now they're like, now part of the camp is burning down now.
We should be careful of that if we want to keep the water.
All right.
Water.
So there's a couple more bandits off the field now because of that giant fucking hammer. All right. Yeah, Ricardo and Gonthar. Who wants up?
Gunther, frustrated at Henara's poor decision, just looks up and screams, "Fine! Choose him then! Bless him!" And points at Azelia, like still frustrated, and tries to bless him in a very frustrated way.
All right. So so here's a question. Azalea's female, as I understand. Right?
Oh.
Mhm.
Sorry, my bad.
It is. Well, I was going to ask. Does Gonthar know that? Is it Gonthar confused? What's the
Dwarves.
do dwarves have gendered pronouns for each other? I don't know any of these things. Right?
We're building lore right here. We're building.
You could be by
Okay.
the longer the beard.
Gunther okay, remember that Gunther is pretty much still drunk.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Hold on.
Maybe you should just start hitting people.
So what's
Slide off me like
You're on our team, right?
Okay, so Henara was not happy with that.
So Gonthar, your spell it doesn't even go off, right? Channeling divine energy towards Azalea, and your deity is so unhappy with the fact that you haven't even remotely paid attention to this other dwarf. Right? The magic doesn't respond, and so in that moment when the magic doesn't respond, a bunch of embers from the exploding fire land on the back of your robes, and it catches on fire.
Oh,
That seems like a thing that we'll deal with next turn. But yeah, you're now partially on fire. Oh, I believe that leaves you.
I look and I play magic weapon.
Okay, all right. Are you targeting the intestines covered sword?
Ooh, that's actually a good idea. I didn't think about that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's buff.
Let's make that stupid sword as hardcore as possible.
Exactly.
because clearly Azalea's over here building her own light hammers and shit. She doesn't need your help.
Exactly. Plus, I can't let her win. Anyway. So I use the heart of the cards, basically. And bam.
ooh.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Put the cards wanted Azalea to get that 1d4.
Yeah, actually, since you rolled a 12, why don't you make it a d6, Azalea?
Oh, okay.
So yeah, from here on out, you get an extra plus 1d6 to your damage rolls.
And I'll take the -1 on the spell.
Was that one me or Azalea?
No, you, Thea.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry,
So I
Legit,
take
you're my 1e winner right now.
All
Don't
right.
worry
So
about it.
I take a plus 1d6 to my damage. Is that right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. This is
As
gonna be
divine
awesome.
magic powers your gore-covered blade. It's like what's the titanium dragon or whatever that one she's saying.
This is gonna be awesome. And I have a +1 due to for bless.
Yeah, you're blessed until the battle ends.
The +1 is to your action roll.
My action roll. Okay.
The d6
I'll
is to
specify
your
that.
damage. Yeah.
So basically, I made it sure that you win.
Yeah.
You definitely put your fingers on that scale. Okay, so that's the round. We have the camp burning down. The fire may or may not be approaching the carts, or the caged cultist. We'll see how rolls go in the next round. Who wants to go first? Some bandits still roaming around.
Are they still in there or have they fled?
Some of them are in the process of fleeing. Some of them are sort of standing their ground. Some of them are really confused as to what's going on. It's only been a couple of seconds. Like, you guys have just been face wrecking. So
How many of them are near me?
all of the ones that were standing behind the throne, so probably 4 of them are sort of behind you, backpedaling towards the carts.
The carts. Is there anything in the carts?
Have the barrels of water in them.
I will turn
the
on
barrels.
them.
The carts have the barrels in them. Sorry, not determined water.
I'll turn on them and start another war cry and, get rid of them.
Bane.
Is that a hack and slash?
That sounds like a hack and slash to me.
11.
Yeah.
Okay, so you will be rolling for your damage. 1d10 plus
Okay.
1d6 plus 1d4 somehow, right?
Yeah.
I have merciless.
Would you like to open up? Yeah, the fighter move. Would you like to open yourself up to danger to take a chance on another d6? Is what I'm asking. Because that's not going to kill all the bandits. But it's going to kill a good chunk of the bandits.
But if I open myself up, that could kill all of them.
Theoretically, you'd have to take a
Could.
pretty good roll to actually drop all of them at once that are back here.
Mm-hmm.
We have a set number of hit points that you're not going to quite kill with this roll. This will
Does
probably
this one
leave.
kills 2 or?
It wouldn't take too much to kill a third, and then the fourth is a possibility if you roll a 6.
Yeah, why not? Bloodlust.
Awesome, that's the spirit. Damage? Oh yeah, that kills 4 bandits. All right, so you are just describe to me the way in which he kills the shit out of these bandits.
All right, so after I, finish taking my blade out of their leader, I will turn on them and give them a shit-eating grin, and then just kind of start my war cry, and then just run towards them, and then just totally fucking slice them with a crazy swing.
Imagine the visual there, where you turn towards them is like WWE by way of John Woo, where you pull this blade up, and it's a sort of spray of blood that goes past your face as you make the crazed look at them,
Yeah.
and then you smash. Yeah, awesome.
Looks like 5-1, I think. Is
You
it?
what?
Yeah, sure. And it's 5-2, I believe.
5-2?
5-2.
So I hate to break it to you, Isaiah, but as I already established, there were 8 regular bandits and one bandit queen.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have to like kill a cultist to come out of this on top.
Azalea does the math, and she's. Or wait, is that the rest of the bandits, or are there still bandits left?
There's still a couple more that were in the spear cadre there.
Okay. She like looks up and sees as if she already killed 4. Like, God. All right. I don't even know if it's gonna take a roll, but I'm just gonna go and tell the other ones to run away, basically.
All right.
Okay.
As Thea's like penalty for the D6, right? She cuts through the bandit so hard that she actually like cuts into the cart, one of the carts, one of the wheels, real bad, real bad. Be repaired before it can go anywhere.
That's fine.
Using parts you don't have.
Aw.
So yeah,
And
okay.
Mars lift gates.
Ben Bar's lift gates.
My solution to everything.
Ben Bar's lift carts.
There you go. I fixed it. I'll do it.
So that was Thea. We've got a couple of surviving bandits. Azalea, are you really telling them to run away?
Yeah. I think I was gonna do the throw down the gauntlet move, but she's gonna deject it. She's all like, "I am Azalea Stone Mauler, the mountain that flies." And then she like looks over and she kind of, "You guys should leave. We're just gonna kill you. Just leave."
Well, I think I'm still on fire.
I think you are.
He is still on fire.
Deal with that.
Stop, drop, and roll.
So Azalea, you tell them to go. You're just like get.
Yeah, just shoo. I was just doing a shooing motion. Just
make a roll for that, or should we just say they jog off to not get burnt to death or hacked up?
I'm willing to make a roll for that.
There you go. They do not accept. So throwing the gauntlet is fight me now, you punk. Is that the move?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, basically. And she's like, Ice Giant Slayer, etc.
Yeah, they run away. They run away. They watched so much bad shit happen in like 7 seconds. There's get around for this anymore. So they're gone. Gontar, you are more on fire than last time we talked to you.
Stop, drop, and roll.
What do you want to do, Gontar?
Yeah, pretty much that. I drop on my back and try to roll the fire off.
Okay. Give me a defy danger. I don't even know. Dex. Danger con. Or Dex works. That's right. There you go. Okay. So still be on fire and take the fire damage this round. Or what is Gontar wearing under the robe?
What's under the robe? What's going on?
Chainmail.
Good answer.
Pointing, but smart. Robe burns off. The leather straps on your chainmail do as well. Chainmail is armor 2, right?
Armor 1.
Okay, so I'm going to say it doesn't function as armor until you get it repaired. So basically, while you're out here right now, it doesn't. If you can get it back to town and get somebody to repair it for you, or if you have mend or something like that, you can make it work again. But right now, it just sort of like it becomes a chainmail toga, essentially.
Toga.
So, practically speaking, I am unequipped.
And then everybody else, starting to be on fire pretty hardcore. Wooden structures that they put up are burning. Are not on fire yet, but could be soon. Same with the cage holding all the innocent people.
All right.
What?
So the one that Thea slashed was the one with the innocent people in it?
No,
I
the
think it
cart,
was the cart.
it was a cart. There's a cage, sort of a big cage with five people with brown robes. They're the ones that decided to start chanting "Help me" at you.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're sort of a little ways away from the cart. So if the carts catch fire, it could spread to the people.
Mhm.
But
Next round, I'll probably bend bars lift gates.
yeah, depending on how things go here.
Yeah.
If the carts might not burn quite as well as just like the kindling these people were living in. So
If they're all running away, then we could probably do damage control.
Yeah.
you're not under immediate threat from them. There's a remote chance they might turn around and like shoot arrows at you from a long ways away, but they've definitely had enough of up close combat with you folks.
Mm-hmm.
Because it went real bad.
All right. I'd like to attempt to Earthshaker a bunch of like dirt and silt and put out the fire.
That's a good one.
I
That's
like
a good
that.
one.
I like that.
That is a good one.
Hey,
Yeah, so
hey.
Go ahead and give me give me an int roll. I guess you're casting magic, right?
Yeah, I did it already. It's not good.
Yeah, my roll 20 keeps bugging out and not showing me stuff sometimes. I don't know.
Oh, there he
I
is.
got a
Oh,
five.
no. Okay. Yeah, that seems good. So the fire doesn't go out. In fact, the earth shakiness actually just like throws more fire into the air.
Oh my god.
Thing. I'm going to give you a choice. Either on fire or the cage catches on fire.
Wait, what's the first thing you said?
Or the cage. One of these two things will catch on fire.
I cut out again. The cart or the
Carts
cage?
or the cage.
Carts or the cage.
Make your choice.
I know alignment is good. I'm supposed to defend people, but the people need water. What is the greater
Yeah.
good?
Exactly.
I'm gonna head over to the cage the next moment I get. So
Remember, water. Air quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water, according to Ricardo, the only person whose god has actually worked on this trip.
that's true.
Hi.
I pulled the card temperance. It's balance. We should be able to do this.
The cart. I saved the cart. I mean, the cage gets on fire.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So the fire kind of loops across the camp, trailing embers behind it, and a couple of burning logs fall on the cage, and the people look kind of scared. They're screaming again. They've stopped chanting in unison creepily. Yeah, that happened. They are probably going to die pretty soon unless something changes. What's going on with the rest of you?
Can I move? Has everyone moved?
I'm going. I'll go to the. I'll do the cage as well with Thea if she's going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you gonna? So, is the plan bend bars, lift gates on the cage again?
That it is.
Ricardo, why don't you give me an aid roll?
Mm-hmm.
You and Thea have not been in an adventure together yet, right?
Nope, this is the first
Yeah.
one. So aid or interfere, right?
So it's gonna be a straight 2d6. There's no bonus because you have no history.
All right. So I guess okay. So sorry, I have to type this one because I don't think this is gonna work at all. No, it did. It sucked.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Mark it next week.
So yeah, mark an XP, and then
First-
like when you reach out to like help Thea, like because Thea knows what she's doing, 'cause she's a big strong thing smasher, as opposed to the like Yu-Gi-Oh playing cleric, right? And you grab the bar, you like try to help. You're earnestly trying to help, but you just like grab the fire. Go ahead and take 1d4 fire damage
Got it.
to help out. Get some damage. Thea, you don't take a penalty because he's bad at helping, but
2.
all right, cool. So you take 2 fire damage. Dia, give me your Benvar's lift gauge. Are you just like running and smashing? Are you just like carrying the momentum from your sword into
Pretty
the
much.
cage?
Pretty much.
Awesome. I like it.
All right, +1. +1.
No, wait, because it's not battle anymore. Is it still battle combat? Because that bless only works in combat.
Oh,
Well, I'm still using the momentum, right? So I would say it counts.
yeah, I'm gonna give it. I think it's borderline. I'll give it to you though.
All right. Cuckoo.
Just 3. So
Okay. I'm gonna say it doesn't take very long because we don't have a lot of time. And it nothing of value is damaged because I don't care about fixing it, and it doesn't need, and I don't care about noise.
All right, so yeah, so you just sort of carry yourself over. Are you actually using the sword, or are you just like shoulder rushing the burning cage? What's the plan?
That's a good question. Which way do you think looks cooler?
Sword.
Yeah.
Just cutting the bars in half.
I'll take the momentum and I'll just like do a crazy upswing so that it like narrowly misses their heads, but it totally cuts the top off or something so that they can kind of jump up.
Like the bamboo samurai movie thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nice. All right, cool. Yeah, so the top flips off. The like thing holding the door on falls off, and they're able to escape. They all scream in terror as you swing your sword at the cage, and then rush out and begin running directly over to the carts. Even barely looking at you, like, and they are organizing themselves. They're yelling amongst themselves in a language you've never heard. And they are running to the carts to grab things.
Ricardo's like, "Where's that smile?"
What's next here? Who's up? The place is still burning down. The carts don't have any horses, and these
I believe it's Gunthar's.
people just basically ran back into fire to get the carts.
After that moment of panic, I make sense of the situation, see that everything is on fire and everyone wants to leave, so Gunther is going to try to push the cart out.
Okay, you look and they are trying to do a similar thing. Well, yeah. Why don't you give me tell you what, give me an aid roll. So what's Higanthar's strength mod?
2.
2? Okay, then why don't you give me a defy danger strength? Because you probably have the best strength of the people. So you're gonna be behind one of the cars. Okay.
I'm going to level up twice here.
Is strong. Okay, so what happens is you get behind this cart and you're pushing it, and you're like, right, and you're pushing this cart, and there's probably 2 or 3 of them that are also there's the cart with the smashed wheel, and they're frantically moving barrels off that cart onto the other 2 carts, right? But you're moving this cart while they're trying to move the barrels on, and so I'm going to give you a choice, right?
Yeah.
Either the barrels all get smashed, or one of the cultists with the cart.
What was the second option? You got cut off.
You run over one of the cultists with the cart.
I run over the cultists.
Okay, so that cultist, like, because there are probably like 200 gallons of water on this cart. So that's a lot of weight. That cultist, you can hear even over the sound of like the fire behind you and the sandstorm that's still whipping above. Like you can hear bones crunch under these wheels. Sort of scream in pain. None of the other cultists react at all. Loading, they just keep trying to load and push. And once they've got the 6 barrels from that cart loaded onto another cart, they are pushing that cart out. They are trying to get it away from the fire. What is everybody else doing?
I'm gonna help if it's a new round.
Is it a new
Okay.
round?
Yeah, I mean we're kind of unstructured right now.
Okay, so just go.
Good idea.
Oh, okay.
Go.
Yep. Thea goes over. Do I have any blesses or?
The blessings probably
Blessings is all
are
gone?
Yeah.
Okay. And then my 1d6 is probably back to normal. Okay.
Yeah. I mean it'll come back up next time probably.
Yeah, so I'll head over there with Ricardo and try to help them.
Ricardo, why don't you... Yeah, so Azalea, before I ask for rules, what is Azalea doing right now?
What is she doing? Trying to not use out of character knowledge. We guess we're helping putting out the fire. She does feel a little weird that what are these cultists into? After my experience with these two religious people, I'm like,
the mother of the cards, man. They helped.
It seems weird that they would just not be okay. They would just be okay with their friends just dying, but guess they're just very goals focused. All right.
They're goal-oriented cultists. They're 6 Sigma cultists.
So yeah, I guess she'll go over there and help him with the cart. Is that the main thing that's in danger?
I mean, yeah. Also the people that are still in the fire.
Oh, there's still people in the fire. Yes.
Are they bandits?
No, all the people are around the carts pushing them, but there's fire everywhere. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will live up to being good and try and defend these people from burning to death.
Awesome. How are you doing that with your Earth Wave abilities again? Earth Wave the carts forward?
She really does think magic is the answer to everything, but...
Can you make a temporary hill, like a roller coaster ride forward? Can you make the carts go downhill?
That's funny.
Oh yeah, let's use that. Just reshape the earth. He says a prayer to the Mother Earth, the dwarvish.
To the mother of the cards.
She is not involved in this, sir.
She's always involved.
This cannot involve.
Give me your roll. All right. So it's 7 to 9. Deal damage. Okay, so a 9 is a success. So you manage to all of you sort of feel the ground under yourself lurch. At this point, before I resolve this, because I'm gonna make you make a choice soon. All right. Mm-hmm. But Ricardo and Thea, I assume Thea is probably the one doing the heavy lifting with the cart.
Yeah. No, I'm weak. I'm weak.
All right. Ricardo,
but I want to try.
Aid here. Give me another aid for Thea. Real quick.
Got it. Boop. That's a no.
You want to help me so bad.
I want to help you, but the mother of cards apparently is stopping you from helping me. So it is her will. It is her will.
You get run over by the cart, and we're talking. How many hit points you got left, friend?
I'm pretty good. Because I put my constitution as 12, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it said I had 22.
All right, yeah, that sounds about right for cleric. What? And you took just
2.
a couple from fire, right?
I only took 2.
Okay. Well, then here's the options for you, Mister. I am religiously attached to my Pokemon deck. You either.
I mean, it works. Don't break it.
You either get run over by the cart, which we've seen is no joke. Your deck, your religious deck, falls out and is no more somehow.
Nope. Sorry, I'm taking that damage.
Oh god.
Give me a 2d12. Keep the higher.
Got it.
Good luck.
Before that, I'm gonna do the one thing. All right, I'm good.
Does armor help with this, or?
I don't think so. I only got 1.
I'm gonna maybe guess that like a 2-ton water cart has piercing on its wheel damage.
So do 2d12, right?
12, and we'll keep the higher of the two.
Yeah.
Don't take 11 damage. Man.
11 damage? That's fine with me.
11 damage. As you get run over, do you exclaim? Do you call out? Do you curse the name of your deity? What do you do when you get run over?
And like, as I slowly get crushed, like I guess fast getting crushed because it's kind of like a roller coaster, right? Going down, like a roller coaster is basically hitting me.
It's about to be. I think the Azalea stuff is about to kick in once we figure out what's it.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I go, Mother of Cards, is this what happens when I don't listen to you? And goes, ah.
Where have I strayed?
What have I done wrong?
Ricardo is now a speed bump. In the cart, yes. That was the plan.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, cool. So you like make room in amongst these like water cultists that are pushing this cart.
Okay.
You can either make it a Ben Bars lift gates roll, which is more
has been going pretty well.
Is very exciting. Does have some potential downsides.
Yeah.
Or you could defy danger strength. Yeah.
Let's see. I think there might be too many negatives if I don't.
There's a lot of negatives, right?
There's a lot of negatives.
Especially when something of value could be damaged in his spinal column.
That's true, yeah. So you know what? I'm just gonna go straight up define danger or strength.
Sounds good. Give me that
I
roll.
want to thank you for thinking of me.
Okay. All right. Worst outcome: hard bargain or ugly choice.
Sorry. My bad.
That's okay. All right. So, so you're pretty strong. So you get this cart moving pretty fast along with their help. Either we hit Ricardo with the other wheel. The bump from the first hit was hard enough that some of the barrels of water start falling out.
How many barrels?
Well, probably a couple. Definitely enough to like distract your cultist helpers. Helpers in giant air quotes.
Let's go with that. Because, Kato.
Okay. So some of these barrels start falling out, and the cultist starts not quite screaming and rushing to preserve them in the chaos and of fire and cartwheels and such. Azalea. Give you these following options. Either as you create this stone roller coaster for the carts, in danger again because he's still under the wheels, or that the cultists are after while doing some damage. You there? Ty.
The suspense. His internet may have blipped.
Still in everything, but yeah. All right. Let's do it. We can. I will defer the negative parts of his roll then until we can figure out what's going on with him. So yeah, stone roller coaster. Suddenly, the earth under both carts shifts. Some of the barrels go bouncing down it. The carts go bouncing down it. Ricardo, you're suddenly in a much higher elevation, although you're on your back and maybe bleeding internally. Who knows?
Bleeding internally. I can see it.
And sort of you all go from pushing the carts to just holding on for dear life. as they careen down this canyon, up this canyon, something like that. Drop him. We'll see if he comes back. Yeah, they get clear, and you're now out of the fire. It's pretty dark over here. Out of the fire, under the sandstorm, in this canyon, some of them are pretty badly injured from that whole escapade. They are not seeing as their own wounds. They are putting the barrels back, looking at the carts and seeing if they're damaged. And they are not even talking to you. They are just going about their holy duties to this water they are transporting.
Ty, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right,
Okay, cool.
give him this. Are we going to still give him the negatives?
Yeah, so Ty, the negatives for the negative choices for you on your thing was once again Ricardo gets hurt again for being under the carts as the earthquake starts. Poles that fell out of the cart smash up and hurt some stuff in the process.
What was the first one again?
Ricardo gets hurt. Ricky gets hurt real bad.
I mean, as bad as last time.
Which is probably good.
I don't want to kill Ricardo.
You can't.
It'd be sad if you went out on your first run being killed by a cart.
Although there would
I'm a good entertainer.
There would be a thing if I go over to the barrels in the cart and be like, "You bet wrong." No. I'm just.
If she's like that, I would not be mad about that one.
Just real petty all of a sudden.
What do we even bet? It was no like it's just a bet.
No, that's why it didn't work. You have to bet something accurate. That's why you're.
What was the final count on that, actually?
I think it was what
5-2 or something
5
like
to
that.
2.
Yeah, 5 to
it was
2.
9 to 2.
Okay.
I still won.
No, I can't let Ricardo die.
Well,
Unless Ricardo's okay with it, is he willing to roll the dice on this?
I actually would mind rolling the dice on it, just to see.
Okay. I'm gonna go for the water.
As we're saving the water and we're hitting Ricky.
We're hitting Ricky.
Good luck.
You give me the roll.
So it's again 2d12.
It's again 2d12. Keep high.
Ooh.
How much
Actually,
health do you have left?
I shouldn't have thought of all this. I'm bad. It's retconned. I thought it would be a different number.
No, they're still really heavy cards. Also, the earth rose up to kick your ass. It's
Yeah. All right. Hopefully I get 2 low numbers, guys.
Keep it low.
No, we gotta
No, I mean when we stop.
Oh!
So I get to do the last breath.
Oh my god!
No.
Because I was at 20. Because out of 22 minus 11 was 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh no!
All right, awesome.
Last breath.
Give me that last breath roll, friend.
Man, Ricky died as soon as Ricky had fun. Ricky had fun.
You can roll plus another.
Oh man, okay. I also wanted to tell you guys that, like, legit, my aid and interfere was really crap this whole time. Like, anything God related was okay.
Your blessings
like-
are great, though.
Exactly. All right, let's see. Ready?
Oh,
7.
that's something. That's
not bad.
something.
And stabilize. Refuse and pass beyond the black gates into whatever fate will be.
I'm taking the stabilize, man. Ricky can't die yet.
Oh, well, then let's go big.
You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that.
All right, so Ricky, you everything goes quiet, very quiet, which is really intense because bouncing carts, screaming cultists, fire, sandstorm. It was real loud.
It was. And the little laughter in my head after all that brain damage.
damage. So everything goes very quiet. Time stops. And you can see like this cart sort of above you, mid bounce with cultists sort of hanging off it. And you can see Thea like has both of her legs off the ground and is sort of like behind the cart.
Can I get up and look around
You can get up and dust yourself off.
and be like, well, this is new.
Back towards the fire, which is now sort of just a white out against the black, right?
Mhm.
Silhouetted out walks this good form. As they get closer, you can tell that they're dressed in shiny green. It's the only color you can see in this place is you and this person, right?
Okay.
Shiny green suit, sequined vests, tails that you can see sort of curl at the back. Very, very well dressed person. On their head is a of very interestingly shaped, sort of up in a crown fashion.
Okay.
Have very angular features. Their faces actually devoid of color. Like
Interesting.
if white had a desaturated version, that's what this face looks like. Right?
I looked at this shiny green person, or shiny green suit person, and say salutations. Where am I?
Well, hello, Ricky. We've been expecting you. And the figure sort of twirls a cane you didn't see before. And
Sweet
puts it on the
cane.
ground. We've on you though because we like your style, Ricky.
I'm glad you like my entertainment.
You've got flair, and tell you, we do appreciate a show around here. Things can get mighty boring. It's out of that love for you, Ricky, that we have an offer.
Okay.
As you've probably gathered by now, things didn't go so well. You've passed beyond the gates of life.
I figured the curtain was calling, but I feel like you can give me another shot. As you
Well,
said.
We can probably arrange an encore if that is how you would like. These things do not come for free, Ricky.
I imagine. I had to pay for every show. Or I paid, well, my deity did anyways, for every show.
Well, you see, Ricky, here is. You see that you like card tricks. You like playing with cards.
I do.
Well, Ricky, and he reaches one of his hands into his suit jacket and pulls out a shiny black metal case. It's about that big. It looks kind of like a cigarette case if you from a reality where cigarettes existed. Right?
I thought you were going with deck cases at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. Yeah.
On the fifth.
On the front, there are two feathers, and they're in silver on this black deck case.
Sweet.
Right. All we want, Ricky, is for you to change decks.
Is what?
Change decks.
A new deck,
And
huh?
he sort of hold.
This is actually a hard choice for me because legit, that is my holy symbol.
Oh yeah, that's the idea. This was not going to
Yeah, I know. It's not going to be easy. I don't think she's going to like me for a bit. but the show must go on, as did they say.
Or wise beyond your limited years, Ricky.
I'll make sure to make very apologetic to her.
In that endeavor. Please keep the show entertaining, Ricky. Talk again. I have some reason to come to you with another deal.
Do on. And good day, sir.
Good day. He tips a hat that's not there, right? And then disappears. Sound comes back on. You almost get run over by a cart. This again, just complete chaos. What do we do, everybody? The cultists are like regathering, putting stuff up. Again, they're not really addressing you or paying attention to you. The fire's behind you. Everything's pretty dark out here. You're sort of pointed out of the cavern or out of the canyon. You have no beasts of burden. Carts full of water. A bunch of not crazy cultists. What are you doing?
You can deal with one of those problems.
As I'm pushing the cart,
Okay.
I stump. My foot hits the limp leg, the limp Ricardo's leg,
Of
and
the cultist? Oh.
Ricardo.
Laying Ricardo on the ground.
And I, when I notice this, I stop pushing the cart. I run to Ricardo and pray, please, Senara, if you're going to help me once today, please help me with this.
Okay.
And I try to heal.
Am I at 1 technically because that's stable, right?
No, you come back with like 1 hit point, I think.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not sure, but we're gonna call it 1 for now, and if it comes up, we'll.
I mean,
Okay.
last time they did a death roll, they got to roll for how much they came back with.
Okay, I'm into that. What was the roll? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I want to say it was a D8, but I don't remember.
Well, you're a cleric. Clerics have D8 hit dice. Go ahead and give me a D8 roll, and you can have that many hit points.
All right. So just roll damage, basically.
Just roll a D8 for damage. Yeah.
So,
Hey!
There you go. 7 hit points.
but she's still healing me. Sorry.
Gonthar, you are healing Ricky.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me your spellcasting roll first.
Nice.
All right. So since that's a 12, we're gonna go ahead and call that. We're just gonna call that a max roll on the heal. So we'll
Plus.
take another 8.
So it's 1d8 or 2d8, I guess.
You just take your. Okay. So since that was a 12, right?
Oh.
Just take 8 from that plus. Gonthar, are you level 1?
2.
Total, you get 10 more hit points back.
Nice.
Sweet. So I'm 17.
All right.
I look up at Gunthar and is like, "You did good. Thank you."
While this is going on, Azalea, Thea, what are you guys doing?
Is Ricardo still laying on the ground?
Oh yeah, no, he's tired.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Just seeing to him. If you would like to go help see to him, you totally can.
Azalea like throws down her weapon and like runs over, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
It's fine. I gotta help. Make sure the water is okay. It's the last thing. But it needs to have it. Heal.
He gets real determined. "I can do that for you, buddy. I can do that."
All right, Thea, what are you doing?
I'll go and help Ricardo up from the ground.
Legit, I can't sit up because my spine is a little. I need to rest for a bit.
I mean, you could probably, once you figure out what's going on, you can probably put him in a cart. It's not.
Yeah.
He's not going to be that much extra weight compared to gallons
Yeah.
and gallons and gallons of water.
I'll gently set him in one of the carts.
Thank you.
Right. So.
Alright. I do have, since you mentioned Beast of Bird, I think I'm going to use Summon Monster, which is that other spell I got, to summon something to pull this cart.
Oh.
That's
My God.
awesome.
Please do that. That sounds
Yeah,
amazing.
please.
Not the cool run.
Spellcast? Do you even have spellcast roll, or do you just like do the thing? I forget how arcane.
Is it
Yeah, I
Arcane
forget
Language still?
how. No, that was just a thing I got in the first episode.
Oh, so it's like a scroll.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so it happens, right?
Yeah, it's an
What do you-
instant.
Okay. Can I make it all dramatic and shit?
Oh yeah, go.
Do it. Do you want to do it like a Yu-Gi-Oh card summoning?
Please, please do.
To
You see
honor
one.
that,
You see one of his cards laying down.
I like pick up. Okay, what card is it?
I don't know, Zach. What's this back deck?
That black. Okay, so that black deck is
Oh.
bad news. And we'll cover that later. But just imagine, like, if the tarot deck was like only Judgment and Death cards. That's
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Dahlia picks it up as like fucking metal. All right. Called by breath and bound by blood. Good line. I summon beyond space and time. Bind your will unto mine. Come forth. War boar? Let's see if she summons a boar. It's a cool boar.
Oh yeah, it's like a giant pig monster that's going to drag them through the desert.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like
He
it.
does the fucking Full Metal Alchemist like clap and then
Awesome.
hands around.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Like a pig
Through
camera.
the sandstorm above you, and in front, the sand and the dust all coalesce in the darkness into like this giant hulking shape of a pig, right? A boar. And without even saying a thing or flinching, the cultists immediately begin like finding ways to lash the carts to the pig. Very efficient.
Since Ricardo's like kind of in the cart with the barrels, can he look inside the barrel? Like lean down.
There's not a ton of light out here.
Oh,
dark.
there is light. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? I guess it's cast a spell, right? If you want to do light, because that's
Yeah.
a rope.
Yeah.
But question: so like once transferring the decks, did I lose to my deity, or is my deity like
It seems
is
sort
mad at me? Oh, okay, great. So I guess cast a spell. 10. Yeah,
Cool.
she still likes it.
I'll say this. So, describe the light that your deity creates.
So I guess it'll be a former card from the deck, but it's like kind of more shimmery and gone. Since it's gone, it's kind of like a shimmery light of darkness a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So, you're used to, because you've probably cast this spell before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the light
Exactly.
from your card, you're used to it being like fairly warm, sort of candle-like, right? Sort of sunlight color. This is not that anymore. It's sort of like bluish light, and everyone caught in sort of the aura of the light that you can see looks somehow like more skeletal, maybe like it's not fully illuminating all of their flesh on the way to the bones, possibly.
Is it hurting anybody, or is it just like illuminating them?
Nobody else seems to. It doesn't seem to be hurting anybody. Like if you look down at your hand that's holding the card, like you swear you can't actually see the bones, but you can see the bones.
And like he starts like getting like a piece of cola paper from his like adventure gear, and he's like, "New trick, gonna make great." Anyways,
Can we see this effect?
yeah, is it
Yeah.
awesome?
Yeah.
So like everybody's probably a little freaking out that they're skeletal, a little bit.
I mean, these guys probably are. Yeah.
But I want to check if there's water in there.
Yeah. You're probably because they're barrels.
That seems like a discern realities. Like a what here is not what it appears to be.
Listen, number one, like they're in barrels, so you're gonna have to like break open a barrel or find a way to open a barrel, something like that.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna make you roll discern realities to look at things. Well, both those are obstacles that can be overcome.
Yes. Since I already did light, do someone else want to, or I don't want to do two things at once?
No, that's cool.
Anybody else want to look at barrels?
I mean, if no one else will.
I mean,
How do you open up barrels?
Hurry, break bars.
I don't know if that's a good plan.
Break bars, spin gates, break.
Bend bars, lift gates.
I
I don't think that's a good idea.
Badly for that.
Yeah, no.
It's one out of the 5 barrels or 6 barrels.
Well, there were 6 barrels per wagon.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 wagons, each of which has 8 or 9 barrels, however many were said.
Mm-hmm. I think we can afford one.
The cultists are still swarming. They've almost got it hooked up to the war pig.
I want to ask the cultists if we can take I'm going to ask the cultists if there is water in there. Was that an option?
All right. So yeah. So if you want to ask a cultist, you sort of flag down the nearest cultist.
Mm-hmm. While sitting in the cart because I can't move, to be
honest. Yeah, because they're like some of them are lashing up the cart. If you like try to get a cultist's attention, it takes a couple tries because they're really focused. Focused. Sort of when you get their attention, they look up at you and they don't stop doing whatever they're doing at the same time, right?
Wonder if they're under a spell.
A spell? That sounds like.
What was that, Zach?
Ask your question.
So, are there water in these barrels?
Yes, sacred water. Very sacred water. Must complete pilgrimage.
Where are you going? We'll escort you there.
They don't even seem to acknowledge the last part and sort of walk off to do something else.
Well, that's that.
All right. Hey, were you about to break open a barrel?
No. I mean, they said it was sacred water.
Seem totally trustworthy. So.
I'll look in the barrel anyways.
Yeah, she can look in the barrel because I said it was now.
All right. Are you trying to do this on the DL or are you like just opening up a barrel?
I'll just open up a barrel. I mean, they seem to be
distracted.
All right, you open up a barrel. You sort of pry the top. Right? And inside, the barrel's like 3/4 full. And are you still like using his like ghost light to see by?
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like it's sort of reflecting off the water. Sort of water-like liquid inside.
Water-like liquid. Can I confirm it somehow?
I mean, how you want to test it? You like to discern realities because you're working really hard to get some information here.
Yeah.
There's another. Is the cool thing you could do.
What's the other cool thing we can do?
Well, I don't want to do it another one, but if Gonthar would like to do it.
Do what? You got kind of cut off.
Oh, sorry. If Gonthar would like to do something really cool, rope-wise, that's all I'm saying.
Sanctify.
Yeah. I guess while they're discussing things and they're trying to see is there actually water. Gunther is going to pray once again. Please, Nora, don't spell me again. Please let me have this too. And then puts his hands over the barrels and tries to sanctify them.
All right, that's a rote spell, right?
Yeah.
All right, give me a casserole.
Okay, Nara is not in the mood.
Everything goes fine.
Oh.
Mark XP.
Yeah.
Everything is fine.
It's totally contaminated now, isn't it?
All right. So who will take a first drink?
Thea, do you want to give me that discern realities, or are we just gonna roll with it?
No, I'm gonna do that discern realities. Let's give it a try. Is it? I'm guessing wisdom. Yeah, no, I got nothing.
It's water, yo.
I got nothing.
Fine. It's all water.
Man, I am parched up for that battle.
I'm gonna tell, because I am not trusting of it. I was for like 5 seconds, and then I remembered the deity was like, "Hey, no, don't." I'm gonna tell Azalea that like, remember how my deity saved everything today? I still wouldn't trust it. We should keep an eye on it for a second.
I don't think they saved much of anything today.
Sorry,
I killed
All right,
you.
it's at
But,
this point the war pig starts pulling forward. So if you want to have this conversation, it's got to be on the card.
Could we
Okay, we're
open
on
all the barrels? See if they're like all the barrels have quote unquote water in them and not anything else.
I will say this.
I'm willing to drink some of the water and do a discern realities.
Okay.
Take that risk.
That seems great. Are you all on the same cart, by the way?
Yes.
I know I'm on the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Riding a barrel of water into the sandstorm that's happening right now?
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh,
Okay.
the sandstorm's going on right now. Should we maybe wait?
That war pig's going, dude.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're going.
You all have some kind of protection. It's not great, probably.
We can probably wrap them with tarp. Like wrap the things with
Yeah.
tarp.
Yeah, if you guys have adventuring gear, you can burn it on tarp, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the venture.
Minimize damage.
Spend some burn on adventuring gear a piece. You can probably properly shield your cart. Those poor cultists on the other cart are not going to make out nearly as well. Adventuring gear.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have adventuring gear. I got healing potion instead.
Somebody else can burn one for you then.
Yeah,
I
I
can
can.
about 4.
All right.
Or Gunther can. Oops, sorry.
I guess I take like a candle from my adventuring gear and then shove it like a wax seal.
Okay, so you're sealing up the barrel again?
Yeah, sealing the part that got open with like a wax seal of sorts.
Okay, that's fine. Hold on 1 second. Azalea, do you want to get a drink before that happens, or are we just going to let that go?
No, she's drinking it.
So I'm going to need 2 things. So give me a discern realities.
All right, discern realities. Good thing I am great at discerning realities. Oh, that's not letting me do it.
Looking forward to you blowing this roll. Because then I will have convinced basically the entire party it's got to be white.
All right, let's. All right, this is gonna be -1, by the way.
Okay.
Oh.
Give me one of those questions, friend.
What here is what it not appear? What here is not what it appears to be?
What here is not what it appears to be.
The water.
The water is not what it appears to be. How do I?
Yeah, it's fine. It's
How do
fine.
I phrase it? The barrels aren't, but the
Sorry.
barrels might also be other things.
So the barrels aren't barrels. The barrels must be something
No,
else.
the barrels are barrels,
Okay.
but they could also be construed as something else. Give me a Azalea. Give me a defy danger con roll.
Slightly better in that. At least it's not a negative. All right, that's not going to work either. Okay, cool.
Oh wait, was that?
Oh,
Go back
great.
one
Awesome.
With your roll 2d6, was that with a negative modifier actually?
Yeah, that's the what's it called? The first roll is 6. It's a failure.
Oh,
Yeah, the
okay.
second roll is a failure.
Yeah, no. In that case, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Just retcon what we heard.
Yeah,
Just
everything's
completely
fine.
Ignore all that stuff. Yes. With the second roll, this is the best tasting water you have ever had. Right?
Oh my god, it's so good.
Like that, if you have to go back to drinking like regular, like dirty Argent Springs water, you're not going to be able to handle that. Like it has to be this or bust.
Interesting.
This is like mountain spring water, guys. You
It's
gotta
the best.
taste
It's
it.
just the best stuff. The trip back to town is uneventful. You're sitting under the tarp, sand is blasting off of it. Eventually, the sandstorm, like this, through the tarps, you can see the sky gets lighter. Essentially, the sand appears to slam into the tarp slightly less hard. I'm assuming the war pig can find town. I think it probably does. And eventually, you pull to a stop. Once the sandstorm ends, do you like open the tarp?
I do want to ask anybody in the party. Anybody want to ask these cultists a question or anything? Are we all cool with them? You guys
I mean-
really just.
Seem fine. They're just hauling water. I mean, that seems totally cool, right?
I actually would like to try pray for guidance, I guess.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I want to actually, because like I don't know if it's be commune or prayed for guidance.
Pray for guidance. Do this different than commune. Hold on one second.
Commune, I know it's like it helps me do a spell, but I had to talk to my deity uninterrupted.
So you're
I
looking
think-
for divine guidance, then probably, right?
Yeah, I would believe so, because I just want to, I guess, converse in a sense.
Your deity according to the precept of your religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which deck of cards are you using?
I still have both, right? Technically, because I don't know if I legit gave him a physical copy or like a astral copy.
Handed you a physical copy. Like you walked out of there with that.
Oh, well then I have both. Then I like the one with the shiny case though. It has 2 feathers.
Cool. I will tell you this. There's a pretty good chance that what they're going to want as their offering is different.
I would imagine. So far I'm gonna test the new cards out later
Okay.
and just do my regular deity and burn, I guess, 2 more cards.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a reading. Sure.
All right.
Game the way we started. Give me a reading.
All right. 6 of Swords and 7 of Cups is the cards, and what they do. Let me find the swords. Sorry. Leaving, accepting help, going somewhere better, and 7 of Cup. So many choices, indecisions, getting lost in fantasy,
So
and those 2 cards are like on top of each other.
All right. So leaving, going somewhere better. Your cards come out and they read, oh, you want to use those cards?
I'm like, no, I just didn't want to die. I kind of do, though. They're really nice.
Then those cards that you just use like catch fire and burn away.
Oh.
What was the guidance from
That's
that?
guidance.
Okay.
Very helpful. You have
I
choices.
still love you. I still love you.
You could wind up in a better place for it. Okay, yeah. So you are pulled up when the cart stop, basically at the front gate of the city. You can sort of look up the hill and see the like Zephyr Quinn statue, and then the road that leads up to Medonki past all the like the broken down storefronts and things.
Mm.
Immediately, when the cart stop, are piling out of that cart. They don't look great. There's sand like piled in that cart. They didn't have tarps, so it's just like barrel sand, and then they look like they've been sandblasted for several hours. They started the ride looking pretty rough, and now they look almost like that dude who came in and died looked at the very end, right? Like getting ready to push the carts up this hill. That's what they're doing. This has to go in the Menanke. That's where it's supposed to go.
Is there anything we can do?
Yeah.
You are the heroes here. Tell me what you do.
I guess I help him push the water. Like roll him.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be a hard road, but you could probably push him up this hill. It's going to suck. It's going to take a while.
I want to tell the cultists thank you for enjoying my show, and then just like kind of take a nap a little bit, because I don't think I'll be any use right now.
Napping in the cart or just like along the side of it?
Napping in the cart.
As I'm rolling the barrel, I look at that statue. I'm like, any of you guys know how that guy died?
All right. Okay. So up the hill, Thea, you were asking if there was something you could do. Do you have any ideas now?
Because I don't feel like this water, quote unquote water, is actually water due to the prophecy, by Ricardo in the beginning. So I'm having my doubts. I'm having my doubts. Is that possible to have my doubts on a discern?
I will say this. So each of you that attempted to sanctify the water and failed, just failed to discern realities on the water and decided it was water, which I think is basically all of you, right?
The only person that I didn't do any, like, all I know is that the water is bad, but I didn't do anything to it. I believe everybody did one thing, at least to the water.
I will say this. There's an experience point in it for all of you if you just roll with what you have for knowledge.
This could really negatively affect the
So I would have to stop them, but I'm taking a nap, so.
Yeah, and I've already discerned reality, so I can't do anything against that.
You can.
Guess there's next thing.
Yeah, you can also decide that you don't trust yourself and not take the EXP.
It's true. You can always change course. You can always decide this doesn't make sense. Also, because once you push this up this hill, which is going to take a long time, it's going to be hard, right? But you get to the gates of the Menanke, and suddenly people sort of like the gate guard, which is just like a couple of teenagers with spears, because that's what you're with, right? Shout that there are people coming back, and then a number of people start like piling out of the doorway, and then they see barrels of what they assume is water because that's what you went after, right?
So
stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go. Keep on going. I'll do it after you're done.
You run out and start grabbing barrels or trying to help push the cart, or like, and before long you have like a couple dozen townspeople like helping you push stuff up this hill.
Is that what's happening right now?
Yeah.
So I could try Sanctify if
You
it's
want to?
allowed, because I don't want like common knowledge into it.
Here's the thing, right? Everything's always allowed, right?
Mm.
You can do whatever. The only thing that we usually ask, as like role playing gamers in general, right, is that just like, right? So if Thea comes up with more doubts somehow, that's totally cool. We can totally play that out.
Okay.
Tell us how that happens, right? If
Alright.
Ricardo wants to sanctify the water because Ricardo suddenly has a bad feeling in his stomach, that's also fine. Let's
So
talk about that happen.
all right. So Ricardo kind of like jolts up from the nap a little bit because he's like, wait a second. He said it was bad, even though they said it was good. It was bad. So I'm gonna try to sanctify with a deity that kind of is like jealous of my new deck.
It seems like it's gonna go well. Yeah.
So it's cast a spell, right?
Yeah. Give me a cast a spell and sanctify is on a rope, so you should have should have access to it.
She's not that bad.
What's the
Pretty
sanctify?
good.
Plus 10, it's successful, and it becomes like holy water in a sense, I believe.
Yeah, you cast sanctify over this thing, and inside the barrel there's holy water.
Like in addition to now being holy or unholy. Like wait, food and water in your hands or hold while you cast this spell is concentrated by your deity. In addition to now being holy or unholy, the effect is purified of any mundane spillages.
Okay.
Spillages? Yeah.
There's maybe I get the sense that there's like for a second there's like steam that comes off the water a little bit. But I mean, how much water have you sanctified, really?
I know, right? Like this is a pyro trick. I'm like, oh, okay, hold on. Can I recognize like, come watch as I make this water?
Gather round, townsfolk. Yeah.
We have brought water and watch as I make it steam a little bit.
Oh
Did you
man.
do that to all the water? To all the barrels?
I that's up to the GM on that one. Like, is it? Can I?
Yeah, by the time you got that done, there were already like people there's people with like barrels that are like rolling them towards the door, right? Dramatic to prevent this from getting in the Menanke. Now is the time.
It just occurs to me that there's a thing that I can do. I don't know if I want to do it or not. 'Cause I like
Is it technically sanctified now, or whatever is coming through?
That barrel is holy water. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that barrel, but there's still the other barrels, correct?
Yeah, I mean, right. So you can theoretically like spend the time once like everything is done, or like now like the stuff is still in the cart. You can just go through and sanctify all of it if you want to.
I kind of want to do that if possible. I just don't want to like you said it's okay, but again it's like, oh, I'm gonna sanctify all of them.
Yeah, I mean, you can start doing it to the ones that are on the cart and get dozen somewhere in there, like about half the barrels.
All right, that's fine with me.
Could we maybe kind of like go over to the ones that are going in? Like, we should probably sanctify these too, and kind of like.
I say we should let the other ones go. I say we should let the other ones go because it's like I woke up from the nap while you guys were doing it a little bit.
You can always track them back down and sanctify them in there. You can stop them from because they're gonna have to roll like through the main hall, right? So you can always stop them in there.
Okay, so I guess Thea will go with them so that she knows what the barrels are.
Okay.
So as they start rolling the barrels through the main, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to talk to me.
We can. I'll show Ricardo where those are kind of later, so that he can. No.
Hello.
Oh,
there you are. Yeah. Get you now.
Okay, sorry, just checking.
Yeah. So as Thea goes in, and anybody else wants to go with her, and some of them are being rolled by townsfolk, some are being rolled by cultists who are in various stations because they got really messed up by the sandstorm. They roll through the door, and everybody's really happy to see the water. Remember the jellyfish people?
Yeah.
As soon as the first barrel of water rolls into the door of the Menanke, they scatter. like a flock of birds that got flushed out of a bush. And as the barrels roll through this main hall, they continue scattering. They try to get as far away from this water as they can. And they're all doing it like 9 feet off the ground, so most of the other people aren't noticing this. Who've just like been pretty. You've all been accessing your fight or flight instinct lately. You're picking up on this, right? There's something about that water that they don't like and they don't want to be near. All right. The rest of the town folks are still rolling in barrels. And bear in mind, these ones that are coming in first were not the sanctified ones, right?
Correct. So, what about the sanctified ones that are coming in? Do they act differently? Or is it still going to be a bit before they go in?
Well, they've already kind of cleared out. If somebody wants to give me a discern realities.
Which one of
Gunter
us?
pretty much now sober and resigned from how Kenara neglected his request. So he's just heading straight to the improvised bar.
All right. Yeah, so somebody give me discern realities, and then I think we're going to call it there.
Okay.
Who was the highest wisdom?
I can do it. Bam.
Nice.
There you go.
They don't seem to have any special reaction to the sanctified water.
Okay.
They're not coming back. They're not moving any further.
So they're like iffy, like
They've sort of moved out away, but they don't seem to be feeling the need to move further out. And they haven't been like refilling though either. Like they're not moving back.
Okay.
It's not
Could we
the sanctified.
communicate? Sorry.
You want to talk to the
jellyfish people?
find one? Yeah, if you go track them down, you can talk to them. I mean,
Yeah.
they're really uncomfortable to talk to for the most part.
Okay.
But yeah, you can go talk to them. What do you want to ask it?
I think Ricardo's just gonna sanctify, but like later.
I think I would probably ask, why are you moving away?
Because it felt right. It felt right to move away.
Is there something that you know about these barrels that we don't?
We know nothing. Good. End of session.
Mhm.
Oh man, I had one thing. But would Azalea know how Eru died?
I mean,
Maybe.
if you talk to Ash or Rona, no. If you talk to Ucha,
Yeah, that could be a game changer. I don't know if I want to do that. I just live in the dramatic irony of what's going on. But all right, can I make a roll to one last discern realities roll?
Sure. Give me one more discern reality.
Also, still -1. Here we go. Oh.
Nope, you got nothing. You got nothing.
It's a straight up Sherlock Holmes thing. I'm just like, the Eru, the cultists, the water. Nope, it's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so good session, everybody. Let's before we get to the session XP stuff, let's go through a line. Azalea, what was your alignment?
Good, defend the weak.
How did that go for you, Azalea?
I don't know if I defended any weak. I mean, telling those guys to run is good.
mm-hmm.
Really defending them?
They would have certainly died.
Although, couldn't you argue that all of us defended them because they probably died to the bandits?
Yeah, that's fair. All right, yeah.
Well, technically they gave up. Or did they give up? Or were they?
Yeah. Yeah, those two bandits that ran off, yeah, they gave up.
You defend him for Thea. She would have kept on going.
True, but they weren't innocents either. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
they were particularly weak. I don't know. I mean, if you want to mark it, I'm not going to stop you.
No, I'm not taking that.
Well, you can say the cultists.
So
Technically, you can say the cultists because they were trapped.
That's true.
Save them by the fire.
No. I was not very good this session, so.
all right, Ricky, what's your
Hi. Ricky is lawful. Endanger yourself following the precepts of your God and church. That has been done.
That
I don't know how many times, but it has happened. That's basically his shtick at this point.
The amount of time that happened.
With fun and entertainment.
We got it done. It was very entertaining. Gonthar, what is your alignment?
Also lawful, endanger yourself following the precepts of your church or God. I don't think necessarily. I think he pretty much failed at the toxic, so.
There mixed it up with Thea and the Bandit Queen and the corpse thereof. That definitely happened. The precepts of your religion.
Suffering, basically.
I mean, people did suffer.
And the Bandit Queen kind of, if she suffered by getting that rewound by your bless, I mean,
She definitely suffered when I put her the rest of the way.
So you like basically stitched her back up while Thea just kind of went back through.
Yeah, you increased your suffering significantly.
You did.
I read it like that.
All right.
Sorry, is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I couldn't hear you. Mine is neutral. Defeat a worthy opponent. Pretty sure the Bandit Queen.
I mean, probably counted, yeah. Although, I mean, worthiness is on a sliding scale here. Context is important, but we'll give it to you.
Okay.
We'll give it to you. All right.
It was a pretty epic one. It was a pretty epic one, so.
That definitely happened. That was very epic. All right, cool. So that's alignment.
I'm pretty sure Tia hates Gondor even more now.
I don't, Thea doesn't hate Gonthar. She thinks he's wanting to do good.
Yeah, she's not sure why we keep him around, but that's a different thing. Okay, so our XP triggers for this session were find the caravan.
Oh, keep on going.
We found the caravan, so that's one, right?
Yeah.
Save people.
Another one.
We're saved.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the third one is return home safely.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, cool. So that's the three primary ones happened. Now here, to drink the water.
Oh, wow.
You were so close.
So does only Zephyr, or sorry, Azael? We said Zephyr a lot.
These are party wide. So
Do we still get it?
Do we still get it for one?
one of you drank the water. That's it. Nobody was supposed to drink the water.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Avoid any fights, which I thought for a moment we were going to do, and then.
Yeah, no, I kind of like, yeah.
And the third one is establish a reliable source of water. That has yet to play out, but I think I'm going to give you the points for it anyway.
Yeah, we got the cultists. They know where water's at.
Got the cultists, you've got barrels of water. I mean, it seems like you're on your way to establishing that. So total, I am counting 4 quest XP. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, because you said the party had to drink the water, correct?
That one was if anybody in the party drinks the water.
Oh, okay.
If anybody in the party is silly enough to drink the water.
Then yeah, we got only 4, I believe.
All right.
Because we didn't sneak past the fight. We didn't sneak past the fight. So
I honestly expected you to talk your way out of the fight, but stabbing worked pretty well. So who might argue?
I got 11 XP.
That, my
That's
friend, is what,
wonderful.
that is what Thrognars are made of.
That is.
That's how Grognars are made.
That's how you get Thrognar. Do you want Thrognar?
So how much XP do we
failure.
get this without doing fail rolls?
So you got 4 total quest XP. So
Yeah, full
whatever
total.
many misses you had, your alignment, and +4.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I have an alignment. I forgot about that.
And the
Cool.
4 XP go to the sharing pool.
XP goes into your pool to be shared with other characters.
Mhm.
Level 2!
I'm pretty sure I'm level 3. No, I'm level 4 with Gunter.
Wow. All right. Did everybody have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun for me too. Everybody's watching. Thank you for watching. And we will be back not next week because we have an interview with the creator of Hack the Planet, Blades Hack. Week after with another Argent episode. So thanks for tuning in. This has been That D&D Podcast. Internet.